Welcome in, everybody, to what I hope will be, at least, a more exciting game than yesterday, or was it Saturday? They're all blended into one for me at this point. The Sixers lost to the Pacers. TJ Warren did things we will not speak of on this stream if we can avoid it. But tonight, we've got to be feeling good. The Sixers go in heavily favoured. 4 Musketeers today to help call the action. We've got myself, Liam Jenkins. We've got Sean Bernard, Ricky Amandeo, and Zach Chiavalella. I've probably said it wrong again, have I?
Yeah, it's fine. It is what it is.
I tried my best. I'm sorry. So Zach, we'll start with you then, man. Obviously, you wrote a fantastic piece coming off of that game. How are you feeling about this matchup against the Spurs? Does it favour the Sixers?
It can and it might not. It easily can, because the Spurs have been going with a 4-guard lineup. They've been rolling with Derek White, DeJounte Murray, Lonnie Walker, DeMar DeRozan, and Jan Pirtle as their only player above 6'7". So in a sense it can, because Joel Embiid can absolutely dominate in this game.
Sure.
The way that it can't is that the Spurs also were 4th in the league in 3-point shooting. So we saw against TJ Warren how they are not really great at defending the 3. So we'll see if rotations are on, how many minutes Thibault gets. I think that's going to be crucial to the win or not.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Mel, we can't show... If you want to find the game, Mel, you could just search on Google again for like NBA streams on Reddit or Sixers stream on Reddit. We're not allowed to, because we will get shouted at and lose our business. And as fun as it would be to do that, not what we're about to. But we'll bring you as close as we can to the action. Big shout out to everyone that's here. We've got the plug, who is going to hopefully try and plug us a W. I like that. Ivan's Vlogs in here. And Philly Sports 09 says, LJ back at it again in the white vans. How many streams has it been this week? I don't know. I don't. I've lost count. But it's going to be fun. And one man who's here who shouldn't be here because he's a little bit under the weather. And I'm raging inside that he's actually showing up today. We told him to stay off. Ricky Amandeo, answer for your sins. Why? What's the deal?
Honestly, I don't know, because the Sixers kind of like the Phillies, where it's just constant disappointment then now, literally every game. But I don't know. I'm feeling excited about this one, though. I think it's a good chance to rebound. It looks like Alex mentioned in the chat, I'm not sure the last time I felt good about the Sixers, and I totally agree. I kind of rely on the Flyers for my mental health at this point. But yeah, I do actually feel confident about this game. After reading Zach's pregame, I got a little more confident about this one. So hopefully get a much better result than Saturday.
Exactly. And from one iconic pregame piece to another, Sean put one out today that was very, very interesting about Brett Brown and the adjustments he's got to make coming off of last game. And it felt, that was some pent-up Brett Brown kind of anger in there. That's maybe this was the straw that broke the camel's back. But what do you want to see from Brown today, Sean? Because obviously this is the one coach you can't make those errors against.
Right. It was pretty much the biggest disappointment it could have been for the opening game with that. But the lineups were just not at all what anyone seemed to be expecting. And ever since the shake didn't look good, and right when that happened, it kind of threw off everything. So hopefully he has kind of more of a plan set in place if it doesn't go right this time.
Yeah, it's going to be definitely interesting. No Name is in the stream as well. I know Tyler's come over from our Twitch channel. Todd says, time to make up for that Pacers game. You've got to think, I said in This Week in Philadelphia Sports today that the Shake Milton incident can either be seen as fans, where it's like if you talk to someone like, oh, they're fine, they do it all the time, and you brush it off, and then deep down you're kind of like, oh, I hope it's all right. Like with Embiid as well, we know the character he is. He is very sassy, very kind of playful, and a little bit, I don't know, the kind of character it is, and it could have just been a thing taken in the wrong context, but do you think we could see less of Shake Milton tonight because of that incident? Because Embiid's at the end of the day the centre of the team, well, quite literally. Would you risk kind of putting... Because we were speaking not too long ago about Shake being a primary point guard, and does that now come into question?
I think it needs to be more of the focus with it. They kind of reverted right back to Simmons being the primary ball handler when Shake first went under, started struggling. So it's kind of I don't think they should scrap it so early and have a longer leash for it. So even the spat with Embiid and Shake, I think that's all fine if they can separate it, one of it intact for this, really.
Yeah, it's gonna be intriguing. I think one man that we all wanted to see more from, or not more from, but certainly in one context, was Al Horford, who was a little bit underwhelming last. I think it was a -26, as our man David Esser said on his Focus Up podcast. Is this something? I mean, you'd like to again. You think the Spurs are kind of more of a prolific 3-point shooting team. Is this where you see less of Horford because he's a big, because you don't want to clog the backcourt, you kind of want to have your smaller guy? Like, is this like a more of an Alec Burke type matchup where you get him out there and let him run through?
It's tough. Go ahead, Ricky.
I was going to say, I mean, from a 3-point shooting standpoint, I think, honestly, it's got to be more than just Burks at this point. Like, I think you need to... Tobias had a really good game the other day, in my opinion, but I think you need more out of, like, Furkan. I'm not sure the specific stats, but somebody like him, if you can get him, Burks, like, I know the lineup's probably going to start getting shortened very soon, but, realistically, we're going to need all those guys that kind of just pooped the bed the other day to just play average at best at this point if we want any chance of winning this game.
Yeah, Connie's in the chat. Thank you for tuning in again, Connie. I don't think you've missed a stream. I think you're more dedicated than us, and we're the ones that do the streaming. Brett Brown update. He's in a blue polo shirt today, so he doesn't look quite like a referee, and is a bit more kind of, dad at a golf event sort of aura. I like it. It's a nice aesthetic to have. But I don't know, man. I think this matchup worries me just because of the coach you're going against, and if there was any wheels that were wobbling last game, this would definitely be the matchup to really draw them out and sort of almost exploit the weaknesses. But only time will tell. We're a couple minutes away from tip-off. Bold predictions tonight, boys. I mean, we'll run our competition again. So, team winning, and then, of course, who leads the team in points? Who are we saying?
I think I'm going to go with Embiid for leading the team in scoring. I think it's going to be a dominant win. I think they're going to bounce back. I'm feeling good about it. As far as the score, 120, 107.
All right. What about you, Zach? How are you feeling?
I also think that Embiid's going to lead the team in scoring. I actually think that he's going over 40 again. On top of that, I think that the Sixers do pull it out. I think that the score ends up with Sixers 126, Spurs 113.
All right, and Ricky, what are you saying?
Embiid is the first person that came to my mind, so I don't want to go with the trend. I'll go with Tobias. I could see him. I just feel like the whole, not to bring it all into the stream and everything, but the whole social justice stuff seems like it's really taking a passion to him, and he's coming out with an edge, it looked like, especially on Saturday and in the exhibition game. So, I'll go with Tobias, and I was also thinking around fairly high scoring, so let's go 118, 111.
I love it. Again, guys, if you drop your predictions in the chat below, the best way to do it, you will end up winning a PSN t-shirt if you're right. So you just want to guess the leading scorer and the result, and you win a PSN t-shirt if you're right. Okay, we didn't get one last week, so we might even have to give away 2 to play rollover and catch up. But ways to enter, just like the video. We're already on 11. I think we want to get past 30 this time. I think we almost hit that last stream. So if we can do that, that'd be fantastic. But make sure you drop a like and your predictions. Thomas D'Amato says, if the Spurs lose, I'm going to die. That's not ideal. I hope that's not the case. There's some like assassin holding him at gunpoint. Yeah.
It's that easy.
And Doug, with a more realistic expectation, says, well, with the Union and Flyers winning, Sixers lose by 6. And I think that's more like the on-brand sort of score prediction. But they're up 4-2 at the moment. A quick trip to the free throw line. And now we're just going to see who settles into the game the quickest. And it's interesting that this is technically a home game. I like what they're doing with the courts to make it feel that way at least.
Yeah, the NBA has done a good job with that. All the background, it looks like way more normal than I expected to.
Yeah, it just honestly feels like we're watching it in like a virtual reality universe. Instead of having fans, it's all just like... Do you remember that 1 versus 100 game on Xbox ages ago? On Xbox Live? It's really specific, but yeah, it felt like you're just watching that. Like you're just sort of in the centre.
That was a game show initially, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was and they made an Xbox version and you could compete for Microsoft point. It was so good. If you know, you know. That was like peak teenage Liam there, like every Saturday night. But 6-2 up, and B to the free throw line, puts down the extra.
3 points, good start, on your way to 40.
Oh, he's on the way. Oh, so No Name says 1126 is 104. That's not a bad shout. Again, a very high scoring game we're predicting so far then.
Yeah, I think that a lot of the defensive intensity is really just going to wait until either the last couple seeding games or even just till the playoffs.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I mean, when you talk about the playoffs as well, obviously last result was less than ideal given that the Pacers are now 2 wins clear of the Union in the seedings. It's getting tricky from that standpoint now when you face the Spurs. I mean, the rest of the schedule we were talking about a month or so ago, it's not even that bad, is it? Like, in terms of strength, like, it favours the Sixers, if anything, to actually get momentum. So they just have to kind of, you know, put games away. I mean, but that's always been the thing, though, isn't it, under Brett Brown? I think for a long time is putting games away, and you get up to a 30-point lead at halftime, and then by the start of the third quarter, you're somehow minus 12, and it all just peels away. So if they can find a way to just close them out, the more experience they have in this bubble, the better. I can't see it taking too long for it to click, but the score's at 6-6 already. I don't know, this just intrigues me quite a lot. I mean, Lonnie Walker's probably the big name to watch. Whoever said that earlier is probably dead on. Like, I know he was a very attractive option coming out of college, and yeah, I was a bit gutted he wasn't a Sixer, to be honest, when he came out.
Yeah, I'm up in Reading right now, so I'm in Lonnie Walker territory. So there's big fans around here for now.
Yeah, Lonnie Walker, he's going to be a part of that big youth movement for San Antonio. It'll be interesting to see their offseason. DeMar DeRozan is potentially a free agent. He has a player option. And this could be his chance to cash in. LaMarcus Aldridge may be on the trade market. Other than that, you're talking about their young guards, Lonnie Walker, Derek White, obviously DeJounte Murray, Kendall Johnson. You could see if it's not this year, then more than likely next year could be the first year in then 23, now 22 years that the Spurs haven't been in the playoffs. But that could easily just be building something that will last for another 20 years. We'll see.
Yeah, and on that note, I mean, Eubanks is off to a flying start for the Spurs. I mean, we're only a few minutes in, and he's got 3 boards and 2 points to his name. So if the Sixers are going to start trying to go pace for pace and, you know, start shooting from range, then that guy's going to rack up the stats in a very Westbrook-type manner, I can imagine, for the time being. But Kai's in the chat. Hey, mate, how you doing? It's Antoine's in as well. We got all the Twitch chat coming over again. You love to see it. And Shake Milton checking in, looks like for the first time. So that didn't take long, it's only a few minutes.
He's got to show some bounce back today.
Yeah.
It looks like they were reviewing something for the commercial break. I was kind of, my dog kind of jumped in the picture, so I didn't catch it. But what were they reviewing? The foul? Is that what they were reviewing?
I think so. Yeah, I think it was a foul on him, or Embiid gave the foul.
I'm assuming they were reviewing if it was on the floor or not.
I know nothing about the NBA, but I'm here anyway. Well, that's okay. We can learn, man. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. I thought Embiid might have pulled up. Oh, dear. That was clumsy.
It's so funny because literally any time he goes down, whether it's self-inflicted or not, it's always like a gasp for air for a quick second.
I know. Yeah,
he's just so big.
You just don't want to see it. It's like him and Simmons as well. They just given their injury history. Like the second either of them hit the floor, it just gets a little bit.
He still puts his body on the line too.
Yeah. Oh, nice steal there from Simmons. Oh, another brick 3. So the one thing I do like about the NBA being back, though, without fans, is that the sound of a brick 3 is the most satisfying thing, like, ever. Just it kind of pronging away.
I wish they'd do more with the mic'd up, too.
100%.
Hot mics are so funny.
Yeah.
Oh, my. But I remember, I can't can't remember who it was, but I was watching a comedian before, and they brought up the squeaking of the shoes, and that's literally all I hear any game now. I never used to hear it, and then once that was brought up, that's all I hear.
Yeah, to be fair, do you ever do that thing when you're in the supermarket and make your shoes squeak on purpose, or is that just me at age 25?
Can't say I haven't done it, especially when I was in like high school gym. You should just squeak all the time just for fun.
Or when beats down, oh god, I see it. Now we've mentioned it, it's like becoming more frequent.
And now all you're gonna hear is the squeaking shoes. Now that I brought it up, so.
I'm a Killia says, bruh, not judging. How do you have the live but no scoring? You tried doing bloody live scoring while talking and watching a game. I'm not decoding the matrix. You know, like the problem we've got. I can try and add it in from like another company. I don't know how to make it work without getting copyright. Okay, if you've got a solution.
Are you able to like Google like Philadelphia 76ers and like put that top of it where they update the live score on Google in like one of the top parts?
I could do. What I was gonna do was this, but I don't know if I can get away with it. Hang on, I've got an idea. I'm gonna try something on the condition that I'm gonna kill you. If he hasn't subscribed, subscribes and leaves a like. All right. The depths I go to here.
He likes already.
Oh, do we? Oh, we're flying. What was I searching for? Oh, yeah, I need to get on the betting app, which is never a good sign. It's alright, I've not bet on tonight's game. I've avoided it. I instead put money on the Minnesota Twins, who are losing 1-0, which is a fantastic start.
The 2 bets I put on Twitter hit today. Or actually, no, the one's in a rain delay, I think.
How? I don't understand how.
It wasn't even me today. It was my boy text. I didn't have time to research it, like, between the food poisoning and having work for 10 hours today. But he actually texted me. We love our no-run first innings. They're great bets.
Right, I'm going to try something now.
Ooh, triple T.
Window. Oh.
Yeah.
Right, I'm getting there. You have to bear with me now. This is going to look really shoddy for about 4 minutes. Or 4 seconds, hopefully. Crop. See what I mean? See, this is why I don't do it, you cheeky people. Oh, now look what now I've just got that in the middle of the screen. Oh, God. That's not gone well. Oh, no, I see what I've done. Ah, hang on. Oh. I mean, that's not bad. That... This is the most, like, awful live editing I've ever seen.
I'm just watching it unfold.
Right, hang on. I'm a genius. Right, there you are. Look at that. Now, if that doesn't... If he's gone from the stream, I'm going to be livid. Also, if we lose our channel, I'm taking you to court. But there you go. Alright. Just crop, not hard. It is hard, but it's me. We all know what, my common sense is lacking. It's not great.
I'm a Killia. I believe that's the name. If you're still here, we're going to need something in the chat.
Yeah.
After all that.
We need to know. We gone to a lot of effort for that. We embarrassed ourselves there. Tyler says he'll be our score, but it's all good, man. We got it now. Teamwork makes the dream work. We did it. Just about.
DeRozan looks good tonight.
Yeah, he hit a 3, which he's not supposed to be able to do that. So that's disappointing.
I think he had a good first game back as well, though, didn't he?
No, he had an incredible first game, and even his second game, he only had, I think, 14 points, but it was still, I mean, just from an all-around perspective, another great game. So he's really doing himself a lot of favors as he enters free agency. So.
Yeah, no, I feel for him now after the move away from
Sure, yeah. No, I mean, you have to, even though it's the Raptors. I mean, you have to you have to feel bad for him, but he's he's gonna make up with it with a lot of money. I can tell you that. So.
Oh, definitely. I think that, and even do you know what surprised me? So my friend's a Raptors fan and has been for about, I don't know, 3 years or so now. Like when he first started watching basketball, so it was like before they got good for a year.
Yeah.
And back then, like the one player he really liked was Fred VanVleet because of his name, and now he's actually turned into a really good player. And he's got a Van Vliet jersey, and we were at a store in London, just like, you know, one of the big department stores. And this guy comes up to me, he's like, "Oh, rate the Kawhi jersey," and he gets up and it's just Van Vliet on the back, and he's like, "Oh." I love it.
Yeah, it's a good thing that David Esser's not on the pod, because I don't think he would like to hear you say Van Vliet's a great player.
I honestly cannot stand watching that dude play.
Really?
I mean, I'm not as passionate about basketball as, like, I know, like, Zach and Dave and probably Sean are, but just watching him has always annoyed me, whether he was playing against us or not. Just seeing him. Maybe it's because he's so short. I don't know.
Is it that, and it because he looks like Drake if he was just on a budget? And it's like Drake owns the Raptors, so he just found like a carbon copy of himself. Go, get him in now, and that's me on the team. I've just realised, I thought I was in an ad break and I'm watching the wrong game. I thought they were showing highlights of this Memphis game, then realised I was literally watching the Memphis game. Oh, I hate it here. There we go. Right, game's back now. Hey, Zaza, we can see the game. We're not allowed to show it though. So again, if you want to find it, you can do so on Reddit. Oh, that went in. Oh, I thought they got hold of that then.
It didn't count, but Lonnie Walker just had a nice jam.
Yeah, I'm just seeing the replay of it now. Oh.
Now, what do you guys think is something that, something early on that you guys are noticing that they might have to change? I mean, it's only been the first half of the first quarter, obviously, but
I can tell you right now, they're not giving the ball to Embiid in the post nearly enough. You have to punish them. They got Jakob Poeltl down there, who honestly he deserves more recognition than he's got. That being said, he's young. He's not nearly as athletic as Embiid. He's not nearly as strong as Embiid. You can take him to school, get him in foul trouble, which won't be that hard. And after that, the Spurs are severely lacking in depth, at least when you're talking about big men. That should, whether it's Embiid or Al Horford in the game, that should be the game plan.
nice pass.
That was nice.
Yeah, so that's the thing that I've noticed. That they are giving Shake a little more of an opportunity, which I do like. But this is the game to work it down well.
Yeah, T. Gray says, who's Philadelphia's best player at the moment? I mean, it's between Embiid and Simmons. Is it definitely Embiid now?
It's definitely Embiid. Ooh. Ben Simmons threw an elbow Patty Mills' way, and there was no whistle. That was a little Australian on Australian violence right there.
I do like that with Ben, though, that he's so composed, but will really get into things in the game. Like, he's a physical player. Yeah. It's just very, like, cerebral is probably the word.
He didn't really get into T.J. Warren, but other than that,
no, yeah, I mean,
usually does.
He was atrocious the other night on that front, but
no, you're right. He really does, and it's you know, he's kind of commandeered that emoji, you know,
the little grunted, yeah.
And he kind of does that in the game too. Like, so it's, you know, you're definitely right about his intensity when he chooses to bring it.
His defensive effort was absolutely awful Saturday, though.
It was, and the good thing is that it's an anomaly, but the bad thing is that it happened. You know, so that means that it can happen again, and you just hope it doesn't in the playoffs.
Oh, that didn't sound good. What's that? Ow! I can't even see what's making that. Jesus. Let's never do that again. Sound effects off. Right, see.
Oh, Al Horford was a nice pass.
That was what the buzz was for.
This is going to be the nicest Al Horford live stream that we're ever going to have. And David F. is just going to be listening after the fact.
Bro, how are the damn Pacers ahead of the Sixers? I would say because they've scored more wins than the Sixers have. But
Yes.
the non-sarcastic answer would be, I don't know. They showed why the other night, really, I think.
Yeah.
Just
Even
a
when not
quick
Sabonis.
update: the Phillies are down 3-1.
Lovely. Right on brand then.
Well, it was
We got a guy on.
it was Arietta tonight, right?
I
Yeah.
think so,
Yeah. So that explains that.
Yeah, I think he's let up 2 homers and an RBI double. That second home run though, I don't know if you guys were watching. Like the ball's just traveling tonight. Like I guess maybe it's the humidity before all the rain.
It'd be nice if when we hit it, it would travel for once.
Yeah. Well, Bruce is flew, but
I love Bruce, man. I gotta tell you.
man, the Yankees are 7-1 too. God.
I know. My mom's a Yankees fan, so I gotta deal with that a lot.
Yeah, hopefully we get a Sixers win here, so we don't get stuck with. Because if there's a team I can't stand more than the Sixers in most of the time, it's the Phillies. I can't stand the Phillies 99% of the time. So.
Yeah. Well, neither team has an excuse. You know, that's the thing.
That's the thing.
We have Harris, we have Embiid, we have Simmons, and then for the Phillies, you know, it's a decent squad. You know, between Harper and McCutcheon and Scotty Jetpacks, obviously he's young undercover. JT Realmuto, best catcher in baseball, let alone having Zach Wheeler and Aaron Nola. But David Esther's been writing a lot about it recently, I know, but the bullpen's absolutely atrocious. And I don't know why they didn't think to fix that.
Rather get those splash signings in to make fans happy. Well, actually, they don't sign JT, and probably I'm sure they'll lose a good majority of the fan base, honestly. But
I think they might.
So I'm trying
on a more positive note, as we're still at a commercial, or at least I'm starting a commercial. Is there anybody that the Sixers could be looking at this offseason? I don't know how the offseason's really going to work, but
it's going to be difficult. Their salary situation is not great. So when you're looking at adding impact players, you're more than likely looking at the trade market. Obviously, Al Horford's names come up. Expect Josh Richardson's name to come up a lot. Tobias Harris, Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, they're all safe. Those three, they're not going anywhere. So if they're moving Horford, they can bring contracts back. That's the good thing. If they're moving Richardson, they can bring value back. That's a good thing there. But when we're talking about actual free agent signings, Markieff Morris, not to be confused with his twin Marcus, that could potentially be a signing using the mid-level exception. Really looking for a spacing power forward or another point guard should be the priority. Pickings are slim though this year.
I think the draft's going to be way more of a priority because of just the money issue. But I believe they have 5 second-round picks in addition to wherever I believe it's the Thunder pick falls in the first round. So looking around the 10-ish range right now. But a guy I really like is Aaron Naismith.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But they're probably going to have to move up a little and work something to make that happen.
We're back into action, but one other name I do want to mention a little more under the radar is Jordan Nwora. He is prototypical 3-and-D solid rebounder. He could play a great role in Philadelphia, and he's looking like an early second-round pick right now.
yeah, I know that a while back, you and Dave were killing those draft profiles too. So if anybody's interested, there's plenty of them on the site.
And there will be plenty more to come too, once the playoffs shake out a little more.
We're kind of hoping for the Thunder to win right now, right?
Yeah, I'm hoping for the Thunder to do okay. We don't want them to do too well because we don't want that pick to climb. Anything over 20 and we get the pick. So if it is 21 through 23, even 24, that's great. But if they somehow climb to 25, 26, obviously it's better than not getting the pick. It's just not prime value on it.
At least Richardson looks like he's ready to play today.
Yeah, he was very suspiciously quiet the other game.
Yeah, he had 4 points, I believe.
That's it. I actually didn't notice that.
Yeah, he had 4, and Milton had 0. So there's a lot of people going around talking about them combining for 4 points when that was all Richardson.
It was all him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's 23-22 at the moment.
It's a nice 3-4. Yeah, he's covering Patty Mills pretty well, and you really have to, because Patrick Mills might be the most dangerous three-point shooter on the Spurs. He's definitely a player to watch defensively tonight.
Richardson's starting to embrace that role as like the more defensive-oriented, like run-around guard, which is
Iguodala light.
Yeah, whatever it takes to stick.
That was a great defensive play by Furcon too, which you don't really hear much.
It's a refreshing change though, surely. After, again, I think we were coming away from last game wanting to see more from him. So to see him just actually make a little bit of an impact so far. I mean, what was he? Was he 0 for 3 from range last time?
He was 0 from a lot, I remember. I try not to think about it.
Yeah,
that's the thing about Korkmaz is that, and when he's hot, and we've seen him just catch complete fire. He looks incredible out there. When he's cold,
I remember that game winner in like October, November. It's probably like 5th game of the season, something like that. It was early, and everyone I remember going nuts with the rest of Twitter. But he's just one of those guys. It's like a good batter in baseball though. Like when you're hot, you're hot. You're cold, you're cold. Those guys are always streaky. Same in hockey. It's all the goal scorers. They come in bunches. So
it's just trying to find out how to break it though, isn't it? Or like how to stop that cold streak, and like, is it a mental thing? Is it just down to opposition? Like, you never know. But for such a young player as well with Korkmaz, and obviously the story he's got with the Sixers, it's nice to see him just eventually settling in and having those hot spots. But they're going to need a lot more than just the occasional streak if they're going to, actually have the depth to go. I mean, that was a big thing last year, wasn't it, after the playoffs, that sort of the lack of depth really hurt them. And a lot of people are looking to those younger guys like Korkmaz to really take the step up and hope that he can sort of negate it. And it's still a very much a 50-50 if he could do that over a 7-game series right now.
No, you're definitely right about that. The one thing that I've liked about Korkmaz specifically tonight so far, Ricky alluded to this a little bit earlier, but the way he's been playing defense is an absolute improvement. He's looking... It's not that he's disinterested normally playing defense, it's just that he's not capable laterally. But he's looked quick tonight. He's looked wise. He's looked smart. The bigger thing for me, too, is that he's been an interested rebounder. So I think it's about doing those little things because, as we talked about, he's very streaky. But getting those rebounds, playing that average defense, which would be fantastic if he can, those are the huge things that he can hopefully do for the team.
Yeah. Looks like, not to cut you off, but looks like Brett Brown's picked up a technical. Is that what that was?
I don't know. I think I'm still about 30 seconds behind you.
Oh, okay.
I'm also a little behind.
It's just me.
Yeah, he's picking up a technical. I'm just now watching it. That's definitely it. He walked all the way out to the court to the ref.
Well, that was a little bad on the refs, but that deserves a well.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, is it Bryn Forbes? I can't quite tell. Everything's moving so fast, but he had an arm over the shoulder. It was like a horse collar. It was not. There's not something that whistle should have been silent for.
See, these are the sort of lineups that scare me when you've got Embiid and Horford both at the same time. I don't know. This is obviously a very defensive line they've got, obviously with Matisse out there as well.
But when you pair Matisse, J. Rich, Embiid, and Horford, you're looking to smother them essentially.
That hasn't worked though. that's the thing.
So it was Quindary Weatherspoon who yanked Richardson to the ground, and there was no foul. That's what got Brett Brown to walk all the way across the court to yell at the ref.
Oh! I thought Cork would have had another one then, but missed a wide open 3.
Go play by Richardson to break that up.
Oh, Al Horford's gonna have a career night, isn't he? I can't be dealing with it.
Zach said it. You gotta keep it pure. It's no
This is
Horford.
positive Al Horford tonight.
No Horford slander this whole entire stream.
Absolutely not. Ooh, I just saw that Richardson play. That was nice. You know, the Eagles are looking for a new wide receiver, I heard, if they're looking for a little side gig.
Honestly, though, like NBA players, well, just basketball players in general, really, are you like 9 times out of 10 they're freakishly athletic. So it wouldn't surprise me if he'd be able to just easily play.
Oh, I'm sure. That's actually the one thing that I can't stand. Probably my biggest pet peeve watching NFL games is, whenever you get that announcer, they're talking about the tight ends. They refuse to say anything except how they played basketball in college.
I feel like that's all you hear about, especially with like Jimmy Graham.
Exactly. Jimmy Graham and
He's on basketball.
there was one other, I can't remember his name now. I don't think we've talked about it yet, ever since it happened. But how are we feeling about J-Rich's new hair color? He just came back like Jalen Smith, and everyone was silent about it.
I don't know. I don't think I should speak on haircuts given the atrocity I've had.
I think he pulls it off. I
don't mind. He pulls it off.
Yeah.
It's different.
We were talking about Tobias the other day too, like.
Oh yeah, without the headband and the grown hair, absolutely.
The hairline is clean though, like.
Oh yes, it is.
For hair, like I need that barber.
I think I just need a barber that's not going to cut a V into the back of my head at this point. But now, it looks like it should be end of the first quarter. Oh.
Ugh. Boy, it took. Nope, no Al Horford slander. Not doing that tonight.
Yeah. Keeping it positive. All right, end this on a positive note.
There you go.
So after one, we got 35-32.
shaking
and baking. That was alright. 35-32. I mean, that's not bad. Only down by 3. That's, you know.
Yeah, it's a good start. And,
Could be
like I said, they haven't worked Embiid into the game a ton, so hopefully that's something that they can work on a little more as the game progresses and wear out the interior defenders, make it a little easier for Embiid.
Just a quick look at the box score. It looks like we have Embiid and Horford with 5, Korkmaz with 3, Milton 4, Thibault 2. Richardson has 10, which is awesome to see.
Wow.
2 of 6 shooting, but 2 for 4 and 3. And Harris has 6.
That's a quiet 10. I really did not expect it to be that much.
He's really finding his own offense, I'd say. Like, he's forcing himself into the game, essentially, which I like to see.
Absolutely. One thing that I was really surprised by, just in this game, if we're talking about sneaky stats, Tobias Harris having 4 rebounds already. It is super encouraging to see him dedicate himself to rebounds, really, since coming back from the break. You know, that's one thing that he was a solid rebounder when he was playing his natural position of power forward. He wasn't a great rebounder, but I mean now he's one of the top tier rebounding small forwards, it feels like, and that's just a great luxury to have.
Yeah, definitely. And like just in general, I feel like you were talking about the size advantage in this game a little earlier. Just in general, like if they want to win this game, they have to out rebound them. And I feel like with the size, and it really comes down, especially to defensive rebounds, in my opinion. But
yeah,
you don't want them getting any more than a handful of offensive rebounds, I think.
Yeah, with your size advantage, there's no excuse for losing the rebounding battle.
Looks like we have someone selling GG says we have to trade Horford for McCollum this offseason.
I mean, I'd be trade Horford for anyone, to be honest, and I'd be.
Horford is not going to Portland. If they're going to be adding another big man, it would actually be San Antonio Spurs, LaMarcus Aldridge. He's always said that he's going to reunite with Damian Lillard in Portland. Next year might be the year for it. Al Horford, if you're looking to trade him, probably looking at Houston, Dallas. You maybe have a couple other spots.
Ugly Ass Taco comes in and says, sorry for joining late. Too late. No, we're fuming at you. We've been angry at you this whole time, sitting here going, where is Taco? No, with you. Mate, honestly, there is no need to apologise at all. Very happy you're with us. Thank you for tuning in. How are we feeling after the Heat loss? Well, did they lose the Heat today?
It's
I don't know.
So I don't want to say surprising, but it's just so.
I thought they were like red hot before the break.
Interesting to see how well the Raptors are playing this season. Like after losing Kawhi and everything, like I'm not sure.
They have to credit Nick Nurse.
Yeah, like they're so well coached. Like maybe all those Brett Brown haters are right. Maybe that's what the Sixers need. I don't know, but it goes to show.
So
like,
few teams have a Nick Nurse, though.
Yeah, that's true.
It's tough to get that. I mean, don't get me wrong. Brett Brown can absolutely improve, but all I'm asking for is a Mike Malone. You know, I mean, we'd be happy to get a Greg Popovich, a Brad Stevens, you know, a Nick Nurse, but.
Do you know what's mad? Honestly, on that note, I remember when the Sixers played in London and I spoke to Brad Stevens. And of everyone, I spoke to Brett Brown, spoke to Brad Stevens, like a few of the coaches and the players there. Brad was by far the most like interested. I could have just spoke to him about life for about 6 hours, I reckon. Like, there are a few people that you just get like captivated or like lost in what they're saying. But for the age he is and what he's achieved, like he's got a very, very long career ahead of him as a coach for sure.
And he's going to spend a long time in Boston.
Yeah. Which is great news.
That's what I feel about Sean McVay, though. I feel like you can have his opinions on him as an NFL coach, but just like, I feel like if I were to sit and have like a life talk with him, he would be the most inspirational man to talk to. He would just have me listening the entire time. But I still hate him. That doesn't go anything past that. But.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I don't know if I hate him. I hate the pedestal that people put him on.
You're right.
You know, he's like a morally good Chip Kelly. You know, an amazing offense. It kind of got solved. At least he's not, you know, I don't want to call Chip a monster, but he's not ruining the Rams. At least he's got that going for him.
Just ruining.
It's not completely his fault either because Jared Goff is his quarterback.
Yeah, no, it's definitely like you can see early on as well that Jared Goff is pretty much a puppet on strings, like in there. Like it's very, very simple what they ask him to do and stuff. But it's weird, like that whole Rams offense, like Cooper Kupp, you can argue just the production outvalues the reputation almost. It's like, oh my god, it's Cooper Kupp, and it's like, yeah, but that could be any receiver on the Rams because of the way it's done. But I don't know, man. It's like McVay's an interesting name, but he's definitely it's a star power thing because he's a marketable coach, whereas Peterson's very under the radar, like your uncle at a party that comes in with a nice gift and then just sits in the corner. McVay's the one doing the tricks for the kids in the garden, going, look at this, and you know, bringing all the attention. So that's the way I view them. Like both are good at what they do, but Peterson to me is by far the better coach because of all the that's at work.
Easily.
Yeah.
So No Name brought up the XFL. How do we feel about The Rock buying the XFL?
I love it.
It's interesting.
I don't know who here has watched it, but if you've seen his show Ballers, it was fantastic. And it was about his role as a post-career NFL player working in the sports agency and buying, well, not to spoil anything, but essentially this is fulfilling his own TV show in a sense. So I'm happy for him, and I'm excited for the future of the XFL.
Yeah, I was gutted it went, to be fair. I mean, you look at success stories coming out of it, I don't think there's any better than Greg Ward Jr. as well. Like, literally, oh no, sorry, that was the AAF, wasn't it? Never mind. Moving on. Thought he went to the XFL. But, I mean, the XFL was fun, though. Like, it did what it did the first time around. It brought some new innovative ideas to the table. Like, without the XFL, there would have been no, like, the cameras that dip down onto the field anymore and get behind the players. Like, all of the mic stuff and even some of the advanced stat tracking was all XFL the first time round. And it was fun to watch. Like, I liked the idea of the 2-point conversions and the like going for it on 4th down rule sort of thing. Like they just did things different. So if he's smart and he can market it, then I think they'll have no problem because it brought up a real buzz, I think, around the football community.
I think just having his name attached to it is going to do wonders.
And I think they would have survived. They would have survived this year if they didn't have to cancel it early. Like they're doing well early on.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, so you got a little bit of a stop in play then. So to start in the second quarter, Spurs up 40-39. So Sixers do dig into that lead a little bit. I think this is going to be a lot more tense than we were probably hoping it would be.
Yeah, I mean, just kind of since the quarter started, I watched Shake drain a nice little floater from about the foul line. That was nice. That right before the break, you saw Embiid really work it down low. That's pretty much exactly what Zach was talking about. So
he did travel on that, but they didn't call it, so I'll forgive him.
But yeah, just like I feel like, so I think somebody in the chat mentioned Pop out coaching. Maybe I made that up. Maybe I saw it on Twitter. But I saw somebody just say Pop is destroying Brett right now, and
I don't know about
how I feel about that. But yeah, I was gonna say I don't really know how I feel about that. But I mean, it's basically
I would give the advantage to Pop so far this game, sure, but that's purely based on the fact that Brown hasn't been taking the easy solution, just giving the ball to Embiid and letting him go to work.
Is Vestman Group... Wait, hang on. Which French soccer team do you know? That's interesting. I'd be very intrigued to know which one that is. I'm going to have to Google that. I had no idea. That's a common theme nowadays. People are starting... Like, you look at Kevin Durant buying shares in the Union. Like, smart man. I like it. Love to... He's going to be happy right now with the Union in the semi-final. But,
oh, yeah.
But the French league's an interesting one because it is literally dominated by about, 2 teams. Like, PSG are literally just... They've got so much money to burn. And then the rest of the league is just sort of a free-for-all beyond, like, the next 2 or 3. So I'll be very intrigued to see which one he bought. As if he's going to maybe go toe-to... I'd love it, to be honest. But it's sort of like Italy where you've got Juventus and then no one sort of thing. But I didn't know that. The more you know.
So, lads, I got a quick question for you. I got an alert on my phone that an Al Horford jersey just went up for $46. Is this the night that we stand Al Horford, and do I go full jersey purchase?
If he goes career high, yes.
If he goes, I'll give him over 20 points. If he scores 20 points, I'm buying this jersey.
Oh my God, David will kill you. He misses one stream and this is what happens.
15 points away. I mean, it's a big ask.
He's a big boy, though. You know, he's up to the big task. I'd love it now. He's going to get to like 19, and they'll be down by 2 points with like 3 seconds to go. And he's going to miss a wide open shot.
Because the last thing she thinks I need is another jersey.
I was going to say, like, your collection's like eclectic.
I'm working on it. I'm trying to build it up, trying to get some nice older Sixers, but. You know, we'll see. I want my first Dr. J jersey to be a pure work of art, so I'm going to wait for the right one to come across my way.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Oh, nice steal. Bang. Ben's back. Okay, well, that's one way to find your momentum when play resumes.
It is really interesting just to be able to see a guy like Ben Simmons is one of the most interesting players in the NBA. Just his ability to kind of turn it on and off. I don't know if that's a him thing or a scheme thing or what. I'm not too familiar with basketball in that sense, but like you just see games where he's just absolutely dominant, and then games where he's pretty much non-existent. But like when he's dominant, he's dominant. So very interesting just to think about.
Definitely frustrating because
for better or worse, usually worse. It's based off his mentality. He seems to often be engaged, but he's selectively engaged. You know, so some games he's extremely engaged as a defender. Some games he's extremely engaged as a passer. Sometimes as a scorer, but you really just want him to be engaged in the complete game, which which would include shooting.
So turns out they bought Toulouse. I guess you could say didn't have much to lose. But no,
I was thinking the same thing. I didn't want to say it.
they got relegated. I'm pretty sure they got relegated this year though. So I mean, if that's ever an opportunistic buy, it's pick a team on the come down,
Sure.
pick them up. Love that.
Wait, quick question about the Union though.
Mm.
So if in the event that they win this MLS's back tournament, do they do the same thing like as your European leagues do, with like the relegated for like that type of stuff, or is it just they win, they win?
Well, this is different. This is basically a preseason tournament, but the winner of it gets a Champions League spot, so the American Champions League. So they play against all the League of Mexico teams and basically the best of like South America. And then you get allocation money, which you can use to buy players. So it's basically a very... it's like a pre-season tournament if it went to Vegas, essentially.
So if they do win, is it enough to result in a possible parade?
No, do you know what? I'd say yeah, because they haven't won anything. Like they've come so close to the Open Cup, which is like the big American trophy so many times. Only got to the postseason in MLS once, which was this past year. Like won their first playoff game.
I remember watching that.
So like, I don't know, man. I think you could definitely make the case for it, but like looking forward, because I think all of the games that are in this tournament count towards the regular season when it resumes next month. So the idea is it all translates. So while it's a pre-season tournament, all of it counts to the regular. So it meant the teams who got knocked out still should have to play all their games and it have to count for something.
Gotcha. Yeah, I wasn't really sure, but
Oh, Tobias 3. I still don't understand why they called it MLS is back. Like, MLS is back is just a statement, like not the tournament name. But you know, I'll rant about it for another 15 times in videos. It's all good.
So I didn't mean to like pause mid sentence. I thought that was. I looked over and I thought it was Simmons shooting, but it was Tobias. I saw it at a glance and I like got incredibly baffled. No
Simmons is putting it on though.
Yeah, he is. I like how they have I forget what they call it, but that same dude that goes to every single Sixers game ever. The old.
Oh yeah.
He's on the screen. They just showed him like half asleep.
I love fans like that though. They just never miss it. Do you get it in America? I guess it's like you can't go home and away, can you? As much because you're going all across the country, like, and it's so much for every game. Like, is it more just a home game thing, or do you get guys that literally go?
I mean, that guy travels everywhere. You know, he can just roll like that. You know the
legend. Sometimes
it's a mixed bag. You know, the Sixers used to have a fan. I don't know whatever happened. He might still be going to the games, but
is it the?
You know, he was a very very large gentleman.
Yeah, he's still there. I saw him. Yeah, I saw him back in, when did I go? October? November? Sometime I went early in the season, he was there.
Yeah, he's just the best. I mean, free throws, you know, he's just, you know, he's doing his thing out there. I mean, it's just, yeah, there is a few quality return fans for those home games.
Are we not sure?
I'm gonna say Ben Simmons really is looking sharp right now.
Oh, I didn't see. Oh, it's in there. Oh, he's going at halftime. Oh, I spoiled it. Oh, so I spoiled the smooth exit. Sorry, I just saw it 3 different notifications. But no, that's cool, man. No worries at all. That's fully understandable. We'll have you covered. The boys will get it sorted. But I just can't talk. I've done so many live streams over the last week that I run out of words. But nah, we got you covered, man. It's all good. We're just happy that you came on and we kept all the boys together.
Appreciate that.
So right, we're gonna need one big prediction though before half time now. What if they play it really seriously and they start fouling out with like a minute to go and like just keep fouling people? They're up by 7 at the moment. It's definitely been a much stronger quarter. Much stronger quarter.
Yeah, well, I mean, you've seen Simmons just pick up the intensity. You can just see it in his expression. You know, I don't want to say he's more hungry this quarter, but he really is more determined to slow down DeRozan and the entirety of the Spurs offense.
the team as a whole hasn't fully flipped the switch yet either.
Yeah.
Greg Popovich literally looks like he's wearing pajamas.
I love how every time he goes to talk to somebody, he just takes his mask off.
Yeah.
Completely just takes it off.
Oh, hello.
So close, Jay Rich.
So Tyler says, what made me like Philadelphia sports teams? Madden, really. Back in I was like, 14, got a copy of Madden, which I didn't know what it was. Randomly played as the Eagles, and it all stemmed from that. That's a very short version because this is a Sixers stream. There'll be a bit. I could do the big super detailed version on Twitch afterwards if we stream there.
Yeah, for me, I was born in Philly. I've lived in the general area my whole life. So to a degree, it's always been around me. Kind of similar to Liam, I wasn't, really, at least at Philadelphia sports, I wasn't really into it until I played actually NBA 2K10 for the first time. Bought that game on a whim, and it just made me absolutely fall in love with the game of basketball. That was the first game with Drew Holiday, who to this day is still my favorite player in the league. Still heartbroken that he left, how he left. But it just kind of picked up my intensity for all of the Philadelphia teams, 4 for 4, and trying to learn more about soccer so I can support the game proper.
We stand. Well, what about you, Sean?
Yeah, I've always been a Philly fan. Grew up with in my family, so I've kind of just my whole life been like that and been loving it.
And that leaves Sir Ricky, who should be here Day because we will want him to rest and recover properly.
No, I have to scoot out for a second because my new dog and my cat, my new dog's 90 pounds. She hates that cat, and the cat snuck down here somehow. So I had to make sure nothing happened. But my entire life, it's actually fairly interesting from like a stereotype standpoint because my mom was the one that was the big sports fan. My dad was kind of my dad played football and stuff, but we grew up around here. I grew up playing hockey and lacrosse, and my mom was a huge Flyers fan, so we would go all the time when I was a kid, and then I just kind of grew an interest to other sports and been a fan ever since. So
love it. Love to see that. It's cool. I love that with sports, that everyone's got their own sort of background to it and their own sort of way of finding their way through, which is oddly, conveniently enough, what the Sixers are doing right now. They've definitely taken control of the game, 50-45. Although it doesn't seem like on the surface it's been much more of a dominant quarter, I think that they have more smothered the Spurs than they were able to the first time round. Like, you can just see there is that intensity. I think it's kind of being led the way by Ben Simmons. You can argue like the way he's carrying himself through the floor. But yeah, it's going to be intriguing as we get towards half time. About 5 minutes 47 to go. I didn't realize Tobias was on 13 points. Wow.
I know, Ricky's pick's looking real good.
Did he bet this game?
No, I didn't bet. I didn't have any chance to really research anything, so I don't like to bet without knowing what I'm talking about. But my 2 other bets hit, so we're alright.
I was going to say, I wish I had that problem. I'm just like, yeah, that looks good. Slap that on. That's fine.
No, because when I don't want to say that because I don't want to get myself in trouble, but
you were definitely 18.
Yeah, 21 over here.
Oh, right.
But a couple of years ago, I was pretty bad. Like, I was just kind of a college kid who didn't really care. I was just had money to spend, and I was just nonstop winning, and I got so confident that it kind of never backfired to a bad extreme, but it could have gotten bad if I didn't catch myself. So I kind of had to teach myself boundaries.
No, I feel you.
Phillies just went down 6-1, so that's that.
Oh well, that's an existential crisis.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been saucy. Oh, if that goes back the other way, that's... Oh, for crying out. That's the most Sixers thing. I think just that 3 seconds there.
Yeah, that 5-point swing.
Yeah.
So I guess we're all tied up now, is that...
Oh no, I meant sorry, because like we should have had 2 and then they went down and sunk a 3.
Oh, I see it. Yeah. Oof. Yeah, I just saw that lob that I'm assuming is what you guys were talking about. And it's Patty Mills from 3.
I was going to say, was it
gotta
Patty
make sure you
Mills?
tag a man on him.
His beard is... It's a beard. That is about as beardy as you could get.
Talking about Mills?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like Tom Hanks on Castaway level.
I mean, between the beard and the dreads, it's one of the better looks in the entire NBA, I'd say.
I rate it. I do rate it. Ugly Ass Tiger says, have I been watching any F1 races? Good news is, I should theoretically be in a position to start watching them. Bad news is, I'm 0 for 4 or 0 for 3 because I'm always asleep when they're on. So, you know, we move. It's one of them where I think with all the streaming and stuff, I've had to move my whole life around and so I literally work super early into the morning to schedule it for the morning where I know I'll be asleep now instead of just risking it and hoping for the best. So it's coordinated. But, oh, nice. There you go. Was that a J Rich 3?
I think it was Burks.
Oh, it was Burks. Oh, okay. I was going to say, well, I couldn't see the hair, so I didn't think it was J Rich. But...
Yeah, one thing that I really appreciated about Brett Brown's coaching tonight so far, no Ho Neto.
No. Very interesting. I know Sean had a couple of words to say about him as well earlier in his article. I just think that whole situation where you've got Burks and Neto and there's that, like, which one should get the more playing time. Like, it was stunning to me that Burks did as well as he did. I don't think he missed a 3. I think he hit 3 in a row and then...
Yeah, no, he was 3 for 3 from 3. He played 12 minutes compared to Neto's 20.
21, yeah.
He somehow had 4 turnovers, but to get that shooting, I think he would have been the easy choice over Neto.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody on the roster is an easy choice over Neto.
I'm a very anti-Raul Neto guy, so
I'm right there with you.
any points he has is too many in my mind.
Poor guy.
I'm really intrigued by this DeRozan-Simmons matchup. That's something that the way the two of them play, they're really in a sense both kind of point forwards. It's a nice matchup just to watch. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, I think DeRozan, it's true. If you go between the two, I mean, Simmons has got 1 board, 4 assists, and 4 points. DeRozan's got 1 board, 2 assists, a steal, and 11 points. So, I mean, I think DeRozan's getting the better, but in terms of, like, noticeable play, like, you notice Simmons jumps off the screen more this game to me.
Yes, yeah.
Which,
really the difference is that ideally San Antonio is running their offense through DeRozan.
right.
Whereas Simmons is, to this game, he's the 4th option at best, absolute best. They do need to try and involve him a little bit, but as long as Harris is shooting the way he's shooting, Richardson's at 12 points already, I can't complain.
No, not at all. And we got 3 minutes 53 now in the first half to go, up by 5. It's been a nice little swing.
But luckily, San Antonio's turned it right back over.
So there was no call again, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, pretty much. Then they turned it back to next. Well, the good news is I think on Saturday the Sixers had 15 turnovers by this point. No exaggeration.
By this point, yeah.
So I don't know how many they have right now, but I don't think it's close to as many.
No, it's felt like they've that actually looked like a clean. It was weird. It was like a block that turned into a steal. No, they're taking care of the ball a lot better. I don't have the number, but I say that and then Tobias Harris just turned the ball over. They were.
I think they had 5.
Okay, and they called a foul on it. Okay, perfect.
They have 5, so obviously much better.
Much better.
Yeah. A number that's tolerable.
Yeah. I'm loving Greg Popovich's long sleeve, tall polo that he's got going on today.
There was a scene where, and I think he had his mask over his shoulder and he just sort of draped it like that. Hang on, I've got one here. Sort of draped it like that, and it looked like he was genuinely going to bed and he had his blanket with him or something. I tried to screenshot it, but I think I missed it.
Oh, ooh. Perfect basket interference.
Oh, the ball movement by San Antonio is so quick.
That's the insane thing, is that it doesn't matter who's on their roster. They always are just so quick and thorough with their ball movement.
They're on a 6-0 run in the last minute and a half, apparently.
Oh,
It's definitely well. Oh, is that court
once
grass?
that wide open.
Oh, did you draw a foul there?
You know, I'm seeing that J. Cole's getting a tryout. Sixers might have to give him a shot.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think he actually has a shot with the Hornets. I think that's where he ends up.
He can shoot. Like watching those videos,
He can play. He can do more than shoot. He can actually play. I mean, I want to see him try and guard Ben Simmons, but offensively, I mean, it's not the most insane thing. It's not like Drake saying that he wants to play in the NBA.
Do we mean Drake or Fred VanVleet?
Cole walked on at St. John's though.
Okay,
I mean,
college too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whether it's the rap game, whether it's basketball, J. Cole superior to Drake, I think that's what we're just trying to get at here.
Do you know, a couple of years ago, I would have agreed with you. No, I wouldn't have agreed with you, but now I'm more tempted to because it's
easily.
I don't like
It's
Woy
J.
Oy
Cole.
Drake. I don't know what he's doing. Like all of us, he's been to London like twice, and now thinks he's a road man. Has started having loads of like UK grime artists on. Is now going Woy Oy, boss man, painting, and it's like behave.
It's just that.
Behave.
It's just that emo Liam was blasting Marvin Drew on a day.
Look, that may or may not have been the case, but oh, that was a nice little Joel bucket there. He's been out of the game for a little bit.
Something I completely forgot. Tyler Zeller is back in basketball.
What happened to him?
Tyler Zeller is back in basketball. He's been out for a couple of years, but he was really big at UNC. The whole Zeller family, really.
Oh, wait, is it Cody Zeller he's related? Is it Cody?
Cody Zeller is with Charlotte.
Okay.
He stayed in the league. Tyler had a good beginning to his career, but he really was. He's a traditional center, and not a very strong one.
Right.
So, again, San Antonio is depleted at front court depth, so Tyler Zeller appears. Hello Meadows in, and he just gave up a bucket.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to be done talking so I could say it.
And then there's a turnover.
Oh, that's going well then.
Also by Neto.
Oh, hang on. That's all right.
All right, nice little.
What happened there? Was that a foul or like, I don't? Yeah, I think my game's muted, so I didn't hear the whistle. But I thought that was easily a cork 3 opportunity. But might have missed it.
I just noted, like, all these. I think these things that they have, like the names and words they have on the back of their jerseys, are kind of cool. But it just made me think of Dario Saric having anti-racist on the back of his, and it just makes me laugh. Just because it's Dario.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there's a few
Every time I look at that, it just looks like it says Antichrist, and I can't.
Exactly.
I don't know.
The Phillies game went into a rain delay, so maybe
How early is it? Would they just call it?
That's what I'm saying. Oh wait, now the Phillies actually just deleted the tweet, so I don't know if they're actually in a rain delay or not.
Yeah, so they just can't do anything right
Well,
now.
Oh, but it's the end of the 6th, so yeah, hopefully they just call
I was
it
gonna say they're
honestly.
6-1 up anyway. The Yankees. Della May just.
All right, Brett, get Neto out of the game.
But he looks so wholesome.
No,
No.
no, just no.
Yeah, that one. That was alright.
Taking a quick second to go back to what Ricky was talking about earlier with all-season additions, and to relate it by talking about a European who can shoot. I say we lose Neto, bring back Marco Bellinelli.
Oh, he was great. Love
Is he,
Bellinelli.
how old is he? Is he old or is he?
He's old.
Yes,
He's old, but you don't. It takes a long time to lose shooting.
Like, it's just like I don't really know, like I say, like about like the X's and O's, but just as like a casual fan that just watches these games, it's so much fun to watch a guy like him, JJ Redick, Ersan Ilyasovich be able to catch a ball and shoot and make anything. Like, it's so cool to watch. It makes the game that much more.
Marco is 34 years old.
Gotcha.
On that note, we said that, what is it, 20 points for an Al Horford jersey. How many points would it be for a Raul Neto jersey? Would it be a career game for Neto, or is that about 7 points?
The career game's like 5 points for him.
5 points, 1 assist, 7 turnovers.
Yeah, he can go wilt and score 100. I'm still not buying his jersey.
Oh, but imagine if he does now.
Horford has 7.
He goes for 100.5.
I kind of want to see it. I kind of want to see this have like the game of his life now.
Yeah, sure, because I doubt the Spurs are scoring 100.5, so that means the Sixers win. So I'll definitely take it.
But then you've got to write articles about how good Raul Neto played. Right, we can manifest this. We live in a big simulation. We can manifest a Raul Neto breakout.
So what exactly do we need for me to buy this jersey? Is it 13 points?
What, from Horford?
From Horford. I'm just getting off Raul Neto. I'm just...
Just changing the topic as quickly as you can. Oh, I didn't realise that. The Spurs have had 22 playoff appearances in a row. That's almost as old as me. In a row. Oh, Joel. Went for the buzzer beater, but half time, 64-62. I mean, it's, it was a better half than the first one last time.
Yeah.
But what would you guys want to see adjusted at the half?
They still have not given it to Embiid in the post enough. I'm not satisfied with it, and it's not just because I said he was going for 40. He just needs to work his way down low. He's going up against Jakob Poeltl and Tyler Zeller. You can't tell me that he can't. I mean, I know that they've been doubling and triple teaming him, but for the most part, he's done a decent job either kicking it out or drawing the foul. I don't think there's any way San Antonio can stop him if they focus the offense to him.
I'm still not seeing the whole flow of what they were really working on in the scrimmages of Shake with the ball, Bennett checking to the free throw line, and that kind of it all either.
Just kind of looking at the numbers, it looks like we're shooting 51% from the field, 43% from 3. So not really a bad night. It's just not really a good night defensively, it seems like. So
no, 62 points at the half is not great.
Yeah, not their best, put it that way. But, I mean, looking at the box, it's pretty well spread out. We have Tobias 13, Richardson 12. Shake has 6, which is promising considering it's Saturday. Joel at 9, Horford at 7. So, hopefully with the... I know you don't really like the plus-minus stat that much, Zach, but Embiid is a -10. And Horford's +9. So kind of a role reversal there. But
yeah, it is a little shocking to say the least. Plus-minus typically favors Embiid very well. The Spurs have been able to shoot tonight. I don't have their percentages directly in front of me, but it feels pretty consistent that they're knocking down those three-point shots. So I would like to see our perimeter defense pick up a little bit, and I think that's part of the correlation that you're seeing with Embiid's disappointing plus-minus.
So Raul Neto's plus-minus, just,
Spurs are shooting 50% from three.
It looks like Adam in the chat mentions that the Sixers never make it easy, and that is probably the truest statement I've ever heard about this team. Is nothing's ever easy. In the years I've been watching them, nothing's ever been easy. So
You know what's nice though? Typically that third quarter. So hopefully we're getting ready for a show.
But you know what's not nice? The fourth quarter.
Well, we don't talk about the fourth quarter.
No, I'm excited. I mean, like, you know, considering they need to come back from that game against the Pacers and just try and get some momentum. You can see the intensities there, but it's just it's the adjustments that I suppose now these are the times where you look to Brett Brown, and I don't want to bring up that conversation of is he the right man for the job or not, but like you know, okay. So where do you stand on this, Zach? Because I mean, from where I stand, which is a very casual standpoint in terms of being a fan, like again, I'm more Eagles, more Flyers, and I'm beginning to watch the Sixers now more with you guys. Brett Brown, from editing all of your content from the last couple of years, it's the same sort of. It's always the adjustments. He doesn't do this and he doesn't do that, and it's like it's always late in games. What happens if it's the same this year? Like, is there a legitimate argument that he's on a hot seat?
Yeah, it really depends. Now, David Esser and I talked about this a little bit during the last game. Barring, David said a horrific first round. I say a first round loss. I think Brett Brown's job is safe. So again, to reiterate, if he makes it to the second round, he's probably safe given everything that's happened this season that's been out of his hands. Should he be safe? That's a different question, maybe a more important question. When you look at should Brett Brown be the head coach, you know, it's not should Brett Brown be the head coach. It's is there a better alternative?
Right.
And the popular name out there is Mark Jackson, who I've been a fan of Mark Jackson for a while. I think that he should have a place in the league. I don't know if Philly's the best fit. I mean, if we're looking at people who can actually take over for Brett Brown, my choice would be Scott Brooks if he were to leave Washington, given their tumultuous season that they've seen. But really, you're looking at a lot of young coaches who are going to be available. You're looking at a lot of bad coaches who are going to be available. You're not really looking at anyone who. What Brett Brown has working for him is his familiarity with the city and more important players, for better or worse.
I think Kenny Atkinson's another name I like in that, but I do think Brown kind of escapes this year just because of all the circumstances, and more likely he'll be back next year.
Sean, I love you for bringing up Kenny Atkinson. I absolutely I was curious. I was talking to one of my close friends. He's a Brooklyn Nets fan, and we were having a conversation about how that went down. Which
it is so crazy.
Anyone who paid attention to it, you know, they know exactly who made that decision.
Right.
Kenny Atkinson deserves a place in this league. With the Sixers, you know, maybe. I think that he would be a lot better suited in a guard-focused team. If Portland were to move on from Cherry Stotts, that's a situation where I think that you can see him thrive. Or, honestly, Cleveland. But he is a very talented coach, much like Scott Brooks, much like Mark Jackson. I don't feel like the Sixers would be worse if they were to look in any direction of those three.
Agreed. Alright, I gotta hop off for this half, but I'm sure we'll pick up the Brett Brown conversation another time.
Oh, we will.
Alright.
Love
I'll
that.
see you guys.
Thanks for coming on, Sean.
No, but yeah, I mean, my opinion on the whole situation, kind of like Liam, more of a casual outside looking in, is kind of like you constantly hear the Brett Brown slander and like we got to get rid of Brett Brown if this team wants to go anywhere and yada yada yada, which I'm not sure if I 100% agreed with, but it's just kind of, I hate to bring hockey into this because I feel like all I ever do is talk about hockey, but just look at the Flyers. Like, they went through that phase where it obviously wasn't anywhere close to the process, but they Ron Hextall brought in all this young talent, had just a face right there with Dave Haxtell, and AV came in and made a world of a difference. And then kind of looking at the Sixers, like they have the talent. There's no reason that this team should be a 6 seed in my opinion. And there's also no man that's more deserving to win with this team than Brett Brown after all he's done for this team, all he's been through. But at what point does it just become like okay, it's time to move on, we just need a change, whether it's Brett Brown's fault or not? I feel like it kind of falls on the reality check and just the concept behind that coaching change more than Brett Brown himself. So, but I'm also not sure. So I have no idea who's better, kind of like what Zach was talking about. So,
Ricky, that's a fantastic point that you brought up when you brought in the hockey parallel. We actually saw that a few years ago, fans may remember, with Mark Jackson, who in that situation, he was the coach that the team moved on to bring in Steve Kerr, who was a better personality manager. And obviously we all know what's happened with Golden State since. So it really goes to show that, sometimes no matter how good the coach is, he may not be the right coach in that situation. We saw Mike Budenholzer in Atlanta, and he had success, couldn't bring them over the top. Now he's in Milwaukee, and they are easily top 3 finals favorites. As good as a coach is, they also need the right situation.
On that note, I mean, we've just made an executive trade, so we've traded Sean to his a night off, and we've brought in Eric Reese with food.
Yeah,
we get a draft pick back or something.
I wasn't going to interrupt your conversation for 2 reasons. A, the sandwich nearly is not that important, and B, I just got done working like an 11-hour day, so like I guess my first question is it really only halftime in this game?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, all right. So I guess
it's an 8 o'clock game, Eric. That's what's throwing things off.
I've been up since 7:30 this morning working. I had about a 2-hour break, so I cranked out some Flyers stuff, and I just got home from my second shift. So I couldn't tell you who scored what. I just know that I looked at the TV at work, and the Sixers were up by 2. I don't know if that's still the case. I don't even know what the score is. So hopefully, good things.
64-62. So they're winning.
Okay. All right. So it's right where I left off.
I just want to give a quick update on the beer cooler. We are doing very well, lads. They're still very cold. So the game's going quite well.
I have some pretty good surprises for this upcoming was a happy hour for this week. I learned like at my first shift today that you get discounts, like employee discounts. We buy at price, so
nice.
It's probably not the best thing to tell somebody like me because I'm gonna like walk out with like a 12-pack instead of a 6-pack, but whatever.
I mean, it's the only 6-pack I'd be getting anyway, let's be honest. There's nothing, no other 6-pack I'd be after anytime soon. But looking for, I could put Eric on the spot and be really mean, but so Eric, first off, what are we looking for in the second? What we'll do, Eric, is we'll come to you with what we come to at the start of the game. Team winning and leading scorer by the end of it. Who do you reckon it'd be? Shouldn't have asked it while he's eating. That was my mistake. I didn't.
Say one more time. I was really like focused on this sandwich. I hate to be the guy that jumps into an episode of this and like I jump into a live stream to talk sports and I'm focused on this sandwich. It's literally one thing I had to eat all day. I feel so bad.
Dude, take your time.
Saturday with my Chick-fil-A I brought on stream.
One more time, Liam. I apologize so much to everybody watching this. I'm an abomination right now.
Do you want to finish the sandwich first? It's okay.
No. I'll do my best. I'll listen this time.
Okay.
I was just in this.
So who do you think will be the team that wins the game and that team's leading scorer?
Oh God, I mean, how far? Just tell me how far off I am. So based off of last game, and I haven't been able to watch any of it so far, so it's brand new to me. Like, let's just say that this game's only going to be one half in my life right now. I want to say the Sixers, but unfortunately, with what I had to go by, since the return, I don't have a lot of reason to say the Sixers are gonna stay up on the Spurs. So I think the Spurs could steal this. And I'll definitely be unbiased and say that that's just my gut saying the Spurs will win. I hope the Sixers win. I will always hope the Sixers win, but I think the Spurs might. But the leading scorer, at least I'll stick with the Sixers. I think the leading scorer will probably, and I don't know right now, but I think it's going to be Tobias.
Hey,
is that about right now?
That's a solid pick.
What is the halftime points or for stats for the starting?
Yeah, so a quick rundown of the box score. If you're looking at the Sixers, which is what we all care about really, Joel Embiid has 9 points. Howell Neto somehow has 4. Alec Burks with 3. Matisse Thybulle with 2. Tobias Harris with 13. Furkan Korkmaz and Shake Milton chipping in. Korkmaz with 4s and Milton with 6. Josh Richardson, somehow, some way, his shooting's atrocious, but he has 12 points. He's been making it to the free throw line, which has been helpful, and chipping in a couple threes. Ben Simmons has 4 points, and Al Horford has 7, and he is a mere 13 away from me buying this Al Horford jersey I just got a notification about.
You love to see it.
Have we discussed Ben Simmons struggling since the return?
He's not tonight. It might be why we haven't discussed it. Yeah.
So
the stat sheet about it very underwhelming.
Well, now the thing is though about that is he's 2 of 4 from the field. So it's not that he's shooting ineffectively. We talked about it briefly before, but Ben Simmons, when he is intensely focused, he is one of the most focused players on the court. However, he does not usually focus on all aspects of the game. He'll be selective between playing some of the best defense in the game, he's been a little off tonight against DeRozan, to be honest. Whether he's focused on being one of the best facilitators in the game, or if he's trying to score, that's typically the 3 that it breaks down to as far as categories for Simmons. He really turned up his defensive intensity in the second quarter, so that really does explain his lack of points, only from the standpoint that for some reason he can't do both at the same time.
I may have just heard this incorrectly, but it sounds like was it DeRozan just picked up his 4th foul? Or was it Simmons?
I'll check Simmons first since that's more important. Simmons has 4 fouls.
Okay. So yeah, I can't really hear the TV right now.
DeRozan has 0, so that's not.
Right, yeah, not good.
Yeah, Simmons has 4. That's not very promising.
That is not.
They just brought Horford in for him. Tobias just picked up an offensive foul, so that's always fun.
Yeah, that's a great way to start a half.
I mean, that was like 2 fouls in what, 30 seconds? 35 seconds.
Plus, yeah.
That's good going. Very good going.
I think I'm like 20 or 30 seconds behind.
That was a very accurate estimation.
Yeah,
I mean, that was precise.
I am roughly 30 behind. I think you're on my wavelength there.
Okay.
I'm about 27.5 seconds behind on a good quarter, I reckon. Oh, hello. Oh! Now we know.
Not by Shake. That's something you'd love to see.
I was going to say,
And I'll let you know when I see it.
Yeah, I just got to the Tobias Harris offensive foul, so
You might be a little bit further back than me.
All right, I hit live as soon as I got to here. So let's try it again. Let's try to get liver than what we are.
More live. So I just got the Milton 3, and I think my favorite part about that is seeing the assists come from Embiid. Their on-court chemistry, the whole game really has just looked a lot cleaner. So that's really just a good sign of things to come. I know David Esser wrote a piece about how, if you haven't seen it, Shake and Embiid got into it a little bit during Saturday night's game. But again, David's piece was about how it's not that big of a deal, and really it can actually be a good thing. Even Mark Jackson, before the game from NBC Sports Philadelphia, spoke about it. And really, it's the kind of thing that can ignite a team. And it seems that whatever issue they had, they worked through it, and they feel a lot more comfortable together now.
I think I'm caught up. Is Embiid currently at the line?
Yeah.
He's about to get there, yeah.
Okay.
But to that point, it may have honestly been Dave that tweeted this, but I saw a tweet today that said something along the lines of people want Embiid to be a leader, and then he finally is, and you complain. And
That
it
was
a great
Dave. I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, it was a great point. Like, I didn't think about it that way. Not that I was really complaining about the situation. I thought it was not a bad thing, but that was a great way to kind of put it in perspective, in my opinion. So
we'd expect nothing less from PSN, right? Is it?
I mean, like, if you wouldn't get that if they didn't care. It shows they care.
Yeah.
They want to win. They're competitive. It's going to happen. It happens at family game nights for me. It doesn't mean we don't love each other. So, like...
Well, you're clearly playing Uno then.
Monopoly usually.
Oh, that'll do it. That will do it. We're not even allowed to play that in my house anymore. Yeah, I think the one thing that, maybe I would have liked to have seen as far as Embiid's leadership is him to actually have been a little more involved, shockingly more involved in the dispute, only from the standpoint that it's part of his responsibility to bring a young player like Shake along. But I think my biggest takeaway is just how proud I am of Shake for completely standing up for himself, right or wrong. Just, the way he talked to Embiid, just to show that kind of courage is just a great sign for I think his future in the NBA.
Yeah, it was really a coming of age moment in his career. Kind of whether it doesn't really matter who was right or wrong in that scenario. Just kind of his way of stepping up to Joel Embiid and saying, hey, I'm not just a role player anymore. Like it's kind of what it seemed like to me. Like Shakes really feels like he's a part of this team, and all he had to do was kind of announce it. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, not to talk too much about Mark Jackson, but I want to make sure that I'm crediting, where I hear these things. But
Tobias with a block.
Yeah, Tobias Harris is all over the floor right now. Horford just bricked the 3, but that whole offensive sequence can be credited primarily to Tobias.
Horford breaking threes, that's okay tonight as long as the Sixers win. Because I'm trying not to get this jersey.
Oh yeah, Eric. This is a Al Horford positivity stream.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Like, I really want Horford to thrive, but I gotta call it like I see it sometimes. I feel like last game, the third quarter, it was positive, but I mean that was about the only time
he played a heck of a third quarter. I mean, that's really where that positivity comes from.
Right. Like, and I mean, we weren't just forcing positivity. Like, that third quarter was good. The rest of the game.
No, I actually feel like the last conversation we had was a really realist Al Horford conversation. And that's the kind of thing that people talk about Philadelphia and say that the fan base, the media, too harsh. But I think it's a realism that's very much needed. There's not a whole lot of good that comes out of celebrating players who are making huge mental errors and just really are wasting their contracts, to be frank.
Yeah, I mean, you're bound to have at least one roster member, every year or so that kind of seems like that. It kind of seems like they're being paid more than what their ability or what their role is. So it's like it's very special when you have a team that everybody kind of seems to be fitting their role perfectly. Like, so in 2019, 2017, you had that with the Eagles. There really wasn't one person on that team that was being paid, outside of their ability. I feel like 2019, 2020 Flyers are the same. I don't feel that special about the Sixers. I felt a little bit more special about the Sixers last season in that regard. So that's why last season still stings. Yeah. But this season, I don't feel that, and I think I said in our last stream that I don't see the Sixers. I see them maybe winning one series in the playoffs. Like, I don't see a deep run. I know people will feel different about that, but I just need to see more to be convinced. And there's time, but I need to see it. Likely now.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to, see them display that before the postseason. It's a little bit difficult to have that kind of blind faith, and not just difficult, but sometimes it's not wise. You just get your expectations up for something that's not realistic, and then it's that much more difficult when they don't live up to it. I am a little bit of a stronger believer in the Sixers this year, but a main reason for that is that I'm not much of a believer in Eastern Conference teams this year. They certainly got better, but outside of Milwaukee, I'm not convinced that any one team is that much better than the other. If we're talking about Sixers, Celtics, Heat, Raptors.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Kind of like what Eric was saying was I always stay cautious with all Philadelphia teams, just because I feel like it's constant hype up and I'll only be let down. But with the Phillies, I may have acted like I thought they were going to have a decent season, but I knew they were just kind of going to poop the bed. But the Sixers and the Flyers the Flyers have proven more to me, but I do think the Sixers, I kind of fall into that really corny saying of built for the playoffs. So I'm hoping that maybe they truly are, and just they can really get themselves together. I'm glad we have these 8 games to kind of get things together, because I don't think we're really going to move in the seeding anyway. So these 8 games could be a great time to really just find that playoff mold, I guess, that we've maybe never seen. But at the same time, it wouldn't surprise me whatsoever to see the exact same old Sixers in the playoffs. So.
Yeah, Antoine says, am I doing iRacing later? Probably not, because I think I actually need a rest for a change. I think I've had I've done 6 streams in about 3 days, so I'm burnt out. But Steve Thanos says, fuck the process, go Spurs, go. He's allowed in the chat, but he's not allowed to be mean. So I'm going to ask him where, and if he responds to where, he can stay in the chat, because we all know where that's going to go. But for the most part, though, I mean, this has been a really riveting conversation. So I've just been lost in it just watching the game. It's much better, in my opinion, although I'm incredibly biased, than the commentary that's there. But in the midst of that, the Sixers have actually got out to a fairly strong lead. So it's currently sitting at 8 points. Well, 10 now. But
it's interesting to see Horford inside with Embiid at the arc, but.
Embiid seems to be very much in control. Again, this is the first of this game that I'm watching, but I mean, he's making these Spurs players miss, or at least commit fouls when he has possession, and he's playing smart right now. So this is what I was kind of missing from Joel. I know defensively he was put on a clinic in some aspects against. Who they just played? Whoever. You know what? I have such a bad memory right now. Indiana, right. So, yeah, he was put on kind of a defensive clinic against Indiana, but tonight, I mean, the offense seems to really be popping for him, especially in the last, 3 or 4 possessions.
Yeah, I really got to say, I got to give Brett Brown credit. We talked about it at halftime. Well, I've talked about it the entire game, about how he was not working and beat enough in the post. Points 76, points 78. Those last 2 possessions where they scored, they put it right down to Embiid in the post. most. He went to work, and he came out victorious.
Okay, so this is the issue I have with Horford. It's right here. Each time he gets a little bit of like physicality, he forces a shot rather than passing to people who are clearly open. If there's 3 people on you or 2 people on you, somebody's open.
And he almost did not collect that rebound also.
I know. Like, he's got to
But positive Horford, what I will say is, on his way, shuffling back on defense before, he really did pick up his speed, and it's nice to see a little foot speed out of him.
He did recover.
I don't hate that timeout called right there either.
Absolutely not. It's a great decision.
I like that. So, all positive vibes.
And we know that Al Horford definitely orchestrated that timeout. He gave a look to Brett. Brett knew what to do. It was all from Al Horford, right?
It was just like an episode of One Tree Hill. Everything's slow motion. He looks and he just fell.
It's very weird.
On an unrelated note right now, I don't know exactly what's going on if with the Phillies game. I don't know if it's postponed because of weather or if it's a shortened game.
It was
If
weather.
it's a shortened game, the Yankees are up 6-1.
Yeah, it was weather.
It's a rain delay, but if we're lucky, they'll just cancel it, so we don't have to have any TV time wasted on them lose the rest of the game. So.
Yeah, it's been pretty painful. I know that Best tied the game, and then in this same inning lost the lead 3-1.
I will honestly say, Arrieta did not look as bad as that stat sheet probably says. The 2 home runs he let up were really on a day that's not incredibly humid at Yankee Stadium. Probably don't go out at many other ballparks.
Mm.
But after he let up that RBI double, he looked like he was more in command. Not to make this more of a Philly stream, but he looked like he was tolerable, I guess you could say. But still not Jake Arrieta that we probably signed him and expected him to be. But definitely an improvement from letting up a leadoff home run, put it that way. So.
Yeah, I gotta say, I still believe he's our 3rd pitcher in that rotation. I gotta give him more slack over Velasquez, but overall this Arrieta experiment has been kind of pretty much a bust.
It would be very nice when he's off the books, and we can hopefully dedicate that money to a couple of relievers or even another starting pitcher who hopefully won't be as much of a disappointment.
Honestly, though, like, I know people love to watch offense and love to watch runs, but like I bet on that Mets game, and I was watching DeGrom in that first inning, and I watched him throw a 101-mile-per-hour fastball followed up by a 94-mile-per-hour slider, then an 84-mile-per-hour changeup, and had Freddie Freeman on skates. And if I had somebody like that, this is not a diss against Noel, this is just how good Jake DeGrom is. If we had somebody like that, I would go to every single one of his starts whenever fans are back on.
No, absolutely.
It's so exciting to watch a good pitching matchup. I
definitely agree with that. I also like pitching. Again, not to make this a Phillies pod, but it's nice when you can see the relievers get in there a little bit and you don't lose a whole lot. The DeGroms are so rare. I'm very grateful to have Wheeler and especially Nola. To have that DeGrom, to have that Verlander would be incredible. It does make the game a lot more special. You're absolutely right.
Oh, that was a great block.
A quick question just regarding the NBA. This is unrelated to the game, I think, but is Michael Carter-Williams still a thing?
Orlando Magic, yes.
Okay, all right.
The Magic too. Look at that.
Yeah, they're showing off a few former Sixers between Fultz, Carter-Williams, James Ennis, Nikola Vucevic.
When I saw people talking about Fultz heaving a three-quarters, I was like, seriously, that's like some Radko Gudas scoring a goal, and people were like, oh, we should have kept Radko Gudas. Like, that's an anomaly. On that same note, I do respect Markelle Fultz. I really do hope he does well. But watching him heave a a buzzer beater from half court is like.
I just hope he gets mentally well. That's really it. As far as the game of basketball, I could care less. I just want his mental health to improve. You know, it's unfortunate and it's something that I don't wish on anyone. But
that's been the disruption of his career was the mental aspect. But in the same token, like you're talking about the time that he heaved a 3-point shot. There's been in the same week that he airballed a foul, a shot from the foul. So I mean, it's still this with him. But again, like I do wish him the best on in his career. Is just unfortunately we never saw any of that happen with the Sixers. And what could have been like. When we look back at Philadelphia athletes and you ask what if, Markelle Fultz is always going to be a burning question.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people can just look at stats of other teams and be like, well, that's what if. It's not the whole story. I mean, you can almost do a E60 on Markelle Fultz.
He's coming. Oh, for sure he's coming. Yeah.
I'm sure they will. Like, seriously, because as far as I understand it, and this is me, like I'm again a casual basketball fan, regardless of college or the NBA. But from what I understand, he was outstanding in college, and then just forgot. And in my opinion, just forgot how to shoot a basketball amongst other things when he got to the pros. I mean, I don't know what the mental yips were really at the end of the day, but.
Harris just picked up his fourth foul.
Yeah, so that's 2 of them on 4 now, isn't it?
And Simmons just checked back in. I
For Harris.
saw a Neto appearance, but I can't confirm if that was his face or not.
I think that was Korkmaz leaving.
Hopefully it's just Korkmaz bent down.
Nah, both of them are out there right now. Looks like I see the shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Neto. We have Thibault, Horford, Simmons, Neto, and Furkan.
That is Neto out there because Harris just pulled out. As far as this being a positivity cast for Al Horford, you know what, Raul Neto? Let's get out here. Let's score 4 points.
No, absolutely. I told Liam earlier. No, it's an Al Horford positivity. Okay, there's no room for Neto. Okay,
it's Neto o'clock.
I don't want to hear anything about his plus minus. Okay, it's a probably stat.
That's a great.
I know that. I know. I wasn't focused on that. Let's get a layup. Let's get one layup.
That's a layup. Is that not a backcourt violation? Okay, whatever.
Tigre in the chat says, I was a 30th, give me merch. Hey! Come on, you'll probably win some more anyway, Tigre. And Matthew says, Liam! So I say, Matthew! And now we're all cut up on the chat. And it's as simple as that. Cork again, surely.
You can have some merch. You just got to guess the winner and the highest score.
He did, though. He did last game. He said the Sixers would win and the No, was it a hockey team and the Flyers, wasn't it? He said last night.
Because if he picked the Sixers, he didn't win.
No, it was outside. He said, I
the one that Flyers 4-1, but a hockey player, was that him?
Yeah, that's the one.
That was funny.
Yeah, I think the Spurs are getting a little bit riled up now. You can start to see.
Oh, that's good ball movement right there. And then Korkmaz misses a 3.
But he tried.
So that's even better ball movement, and Keldon Johnson just had an unbelievable dunk.
Yeah, I was gonna say Neto probably should have just stayed out of the way there. I respect him for taking that.
He got the Brandon Knight treatment real bad on that one.
That's some courage right there, honestly.
The San Antonio Spurs have so many great young athletes.
He's gonna get.
Oh yes. Sorry.
That was nice.
No, you're fine. It's almost unfair that they go from the Admiral to Tim Duncan to Kawhi. They don't have that star now, but when you look at the young talent between Johnson, Walker, DeJounte Murray, who I'm in love with his game, Derek White, it's been a good 3 decades almost to be a San Antonio Spurs fan.
The thing about Neto there, I want to say a positive. He did fall down when he got dunked on, so there's that positivity.
Great switch right there too, which Neto was involved in. It was more of an Embiid switch, but It's very good.
It was stealthy.
You could say, yeah.
Timor comes
like
in.
Neto.
Timor says Philly do dub, which is we want Philly to do a dub. They're winning at the minute. They're up by 12. And Jack says he hasn't copped any merch in a while. You don't need to cop any merch, mate. Just you supporting the channel by being here is more than enough. You know I get what's happening about that.
Beautiful finger roll by Ben Simmons. It's like all the defense. It's almost like all the players just stopped and he was the only one in motion. It was wonderful.
Somehow you got ahead of me, Eric, and I don't like that.
Yeah. So I spent time and space, and yeah, that's what happened.
just that's it.
That was a very rich explanation.
Just spent time and space. That was it.
I don't know all the laws of like science and physics. I just
broke them.
I don't know what to say. I spent time and space, and don't argue with me.
Nice.
I would never argue with someone that is clearly so powerful.
Oh, that Embiid save. Oh, is he okay? Yes, he's fine. Perfect.
Yeah, he fell on the 76ers sixth man in the crowd.
I'll take that 3, and okay, well, it was worth a shot.
By the way, Wahab was right calling you an e-boy. I'm not an e-boy. Right, where has this come from? This narrative come from? It's shocking. I'm livid.
He's a former e-boy.
Yeah, former e-boy. Yeah, okay there. I never dyed my hair though.
What's an e-boy?
Me, apparently.
I don't really know how to.
Is there a definition to this? Wait, in the comments, put in.
I don't know how you would describe an e-boy.
We've had this debate many times on my Twitter. I think every time I indulge in it, I end up coming worse off. So it's not good. It's not my fault, you know. It just happens.
How is that a block?
Boy, like.
Is Wahab in the chat right now?
I hope not.
If part of me wants to highlight his name and be like, what's an e-boy?
Yeah.
I'm just an enabler, I guess.
I have to see this FanDuel commercial one more time on a night I didn't really bet. I'm gonna be a little upset.
Yeah, I've got DraftKings lineups running and they're not going well. So that's fun.
I think I'm actually gonna turn my TikTok channel into a betting TikTok to promote myself. So if anybody in the chat,
dude.
While it lasts.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah, make the most of it.
I see people on like putting their pics on TikTok all the time, and they get like thousands of likes. I'm like, screw it, why not?
What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, I got to start getting back on my content grind though. When I didn't have my laptop for that like 3 weeks, I fell into a hole, and now I feel like crap. So I got to really get back on my game.
Oh, don't be silly, mate. You know we're always here. It's cool. You're still in the watch-along. Like you're ill and you're in the watch-along. That says all we need to know. We banned you and you jumped over the fence, and we're like, oh well, we can't send him now. We have to. No,
Quick Al Horford jersey update. He is still at 7 points, so it's looking like my wallet is safe for tonight.
Please, I hope it jinxes. I hope that jinxes it.
I'm gonna bet space and time again, so he'll get like 20 points in like the next 3 minutes.
Eric, who are you wearing?
This is a MB jersey, and
Very nice.
also in my closet is a Nerlens Noel jersey that's now vintage.
Ooh.
Vintage Nerlens Noel.
Speaking of Nerlens Noel jerseys.
My Nerlens Noel jersey was vintage like a week after I bought it because he was traded a week later. So, throwback. Like immediate throwback.
This is literally the final thing in my closet, as back of the closet as you can get. But I too have a Nerlens Noel jersey. As you can see, the big man himself has taken care of for me.
Hold on, let me go over there and get mine out real quick.
It is worth roughly $3,000. So if anyone is interested, I am taking best offers. So it doesn't have to quite be $3,000.
Where will you put the money towards an Al Horford jersey?
If someone gets me $3,000 for that, I'll buy 5 Al Horford jerseys. I don't care. That's fine.
Yeah. So here's mine.
Very nice.
That one, and it's Noel, of course. This
this jersey right here is worth the price of a new car. Anyone's new car. I'm just car shopping right now, so I'm not.
You'll just take any car, just any car.
Yeah.
It's new to you. So
Yeah.
Oh, when you can bend space in
It's
time.
new to me
You know.
car. So if you just want to drop off your car, that the only condition is it has to have less than 100,000 miles and it has to run. And I'll give you this great New Orleans Noel's vintage jersey.
must include a 3-year powertrain warranty as well.
Yes. Power, and I know, and it has to have a warranty because those people call my phone all the time, and I'm tired of it.
I get those spam calls all the time too.
Korkmaz just splashed a nice 3.
Yeah.
He's a bomber.
I was
Yeah,
trying to
he's a
look on
bomber.
it. I'm not sure if was Brett using his coach's challenge there on a foul right before that.
You mean the Simmons block?
Is that what they were using it? Was that actually a challenge? Is what I'm trying to ask.
Yeah, I had thought it was, but I missed I was grabbing my Nerlens jersey, so obviously I had my priorities straight. Let's go see how many fouls Simmons has right now.
It looks like we have
That
no
was
name saying that the 76ers are going to win and DeRozan's going to have the highest points.
Simmons has 5
DeRozan-
fouls, so if it was a challenge, it was unsuccessful.
Oh,
DeRozan's not a Sixer, but maybe he'll lead the game in scoring. I'm not
You
sure.
know, if he does lead the game in scoring,
I think that counts.
Yeah.
It will be very difficult for him to win if the Sixers win, since DeRozan is not on that team. But it is a bold move, and I do appreciate it.
we respect the hustle. I mean, the grind is clearly there.
Again, I'm very happy that the Sixers are winning. I mean, even though I did ultimately select the Spurs.
Third quarter, like I'm saying. Oh, that's a wonderful Embiid at the last second with a
Popovich
putback.
is not happy.
Did you take the mask off again? Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, it's completely off. It's nowhere
It's
inside.
on the floor. He launched it into oblivion.
He reminds me of my dad. Just the way that he looks and the way that he reacts. That's my dad.
I thought you were just going to stop it. He reminds me of my dad. They're just going to cut it there.
Yeah, no, he's actually my dad.
Yeah.
Hang on, wait a minute.
Fun fact. My dad is a great basketball coach, and I know nothing about basketball.
Is your dad Greg Popovich? Because this is all starting to add up.
All right, so Matt Gelb just tweeted, Phillies will resume at 10:10.
Oh.
Positive news, Cole can't keep pitching. Negative news, the Phillies bat still sucks, so it probably doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't really think that matters.
Yeah, I guess when I looked at the starting pitchers today, Garrett Cole versus Jake Arrieta, I'm like, man, yeah, probably not a game we're gonna win. Like, just
That's why I was saying that I'm kind of happy we didn't waste a Nola start.
Absolutely.
But at the
agree.
same time, if fans were able to be in the stands, I would have been at this game, whether it was Yankee Stadium or Citizens Bank, watching a Garrett Cole versus Aaron Nola start.
Richie, I hate to interrupt you, but Dr. Wynn asked a very important question in the chat. Eric, do you have the chat up, or would you like me to ask Duck's question for you?
let's. I gotta speed up with the chat because apparently that's like lagging a little bit. So go ahead.
But you can break space and time. What do you mean?
Oh no, I just caught up. See, I did.
He
Alright.
coincidentally also broke YouTube, apparently. So. Anyway, Doug's question for you. It's in reference to Greg Popovich. Is he your dad or your daddy?
He's my Popovich. So there.
He's my Popovich.
For No Name, correct me if I'm wrong, Liam, but I believe what we were looking for is the team that wins and the player on that team with the most points.
Yeah, but I mean, if he happens to be right, it would be a bold claim, so we might just let him off.
That's fine, man.
Alright, I mean, it would be, if it comes off, a Sixers win and DeRozan leads in scoring. I mean, what's he at the minute, DeRozan?
I think he has
DeRozan right now is at 17 points. So he is behind Rudy Gay. He's behind Embiid, behind Harris. So it is a little bit of a bold move.
But if it comes off, He'll be laughing at us all. I can't say DeMar DeRozan without thinking of that the game of what's it called, Game of Zones, when he's like DeMar DeRozan when they're doing the have you seen that, the trade one? Like, oh, it's the funniest episode. I adore it. It's so good. I mean, the Sixers have, they've had a nice little. It's much more controlled, but again, what we said at half time was we love a good third quarter because they seem to do that well. We don't like the fourth quarter, and now we might have to talk about the fourth quarter because they're up by a considerable amount, 12 points, against a very angry Greg Popovich. Which, it's Eric's Popovich, only Eric can tell us how it's going to end.
Yeah, I mean, so basically how it's going to end is he'll put his mask back on, but it'll be against his will. And then the 76ers will probably win this game, and then he's going to go home and he's probably not going to talk to the players. He'll probably just look at them, which is always the worst treatment. I mean, I had to deal with it for the first 20 years of my life.
God's sake.
And then, so he'll be very disappointed. He won't be mad at you. There's that. But, then, we'll probably have, like, a few beers, and he'll get over it. Then tomorrow he'll just, win sprints up and down the stairs of Walt Disney World. So there's that. That's my guess about what my Popovich is going to make them do.
My Popovich.
Did they take the 2 points from Embiid away? I know that they were reviewing it to see, because it looked like he scored it after the shot clock had expired. But
I think it stayed, didn't it? Because
it looks like it stayed looking at the scoreboard, but looking at the replay, it looks like it shouldn't have stayed. Once again, I'm not going to argue with it.
No, we'll take it. Duck says Toulouse is a team the rock bought. Yeah, we touched on that earlier, and we said that he doesn't have anything to lose, which is all we shall say on it once more. Big Boss says hello. Hey, Big Boss, how are you? An ugly ass taco says if only we could play 4 third quarters, life would be a lot simpler, and I'm sure we would all be a lot saner. But alas,
you talk often a lot about players and teams changing the game. Maybe that's how the Sixers change it.
Very true. Very, very true. But if they play 4 third quarters, that means going back and forward into. Oh no.
Right.
Oh no.
So yeah, I can't defend that shot by Neto.
Oh God, what was that? Like a play action thing? Oh God.
Yeah, it was a play action. It's a play action.
What was going on there?
I was gonna say something a lot worse, but like I'm tired of just taking a low-hanging fruit jokes about an air ball.
The Neto positivity stream is next
making
time.
Comments about a bad basketball player? Is that what you mean, the low-hanging fruit, or?
No, one that actually has potential that it's not on our team. Hint, hint.
I like the way Fourteen Korkmaz picked up that foul.
I don't want to. I'm done with Oh God, come on, Korkmaz. I'm done with the Fultz jokes. It's an old story. That's all I was gonna say.
Yeah, I'm ready to move on.
It was funny for like the first 3 hours of the party, and then like 3 weeks later, it's like, no, stop. So that's where I'm at now.
See, now Brett looks like he's just
wearing tonight.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm still on my my Ben Simmons one. I've only got one Sixers jersey.
Very nice.
I might wear it backwards. I could do that.
You were wearing an Andrew Bynum jersey.
People are still selling those for like $80. It's absolutely
an
insane.
Andrew Bynum jersey that he never played a minute. He went bowling as a 76er. That's it. That's all he did.
You could get an Iverson jersey for like $5, but I mean, for an Andrew Bynum jersey, you really got to fork over the dough on that.
Gladly get an Iverson jersey for $5. I'll buy 5 of them before I get a Bynum jersey. I'll take a Ilyasova jersey immediately over that.
Oh, I miss Ilyasova. He was alright.
At least he was good for a few points in a few minutes. I'll take a Neto jersey. He did more as a 76er than Bynum.
You're going to drive Zach
The
to
thing
the
about
say
Ersan Ilyasova is that in addition to him stretching the floor, the amount of charges that he was able to take is just absolutely insane.
Yeah, the funny thing was, I think it was when I played 2K15, NBA 2K15, I actually picked up Ilyasova, and I was like, I didn't really know who he was. He was a good mid-range shooter in that game. And I was like, all right, yeah, this worked out. And next thing you know, the 76ers have him in real life. I'm like, oh, that's flattering. So, I mean, that's how I knew who Ilyasova was. It was a video game find for me.
Yeah, I think he's the best player ever in the NBA that lied about their age.
Did he really lie about his age?
Yeah,
I didn't know about that at all.
nobody knows how. I don't think to this day people know how old he is. But in that conversation, it's him, Buddy Hield, who has a chance to take the mantle, and Thon Maker.
I missed all these stories. I didn't even know Buddy Hield lied on his age. And that's probably a big story. I don't know about it.
It was. I mean, he was with the Pelicans, so it was for about like 3 days or so.
I reckon Korkmaz is going to lead the team in scoring. That's my bold prediction now. He's begging for a 3 there, and I'll know. See, selfish Joel Embiid. Yeah, ruining my bet.
I will say Korkmaz is catching up. And he's 3 for 6 from 3, and that's just awesome to see.
Oh, good. Was that for where?
Some bad defense by Joel Embiid.
No, just showing the replays of the shot made before, and it kind of makes up for it, but no, it kind of doesn't.
Yeah, that's the kind of bully ball that they should have been playing with Embiid for the whole entire game.
You tell you the entire game is over. So.
I'm going to say, they're not walking out of this one easily, are they? Tobias back in now,
Does not look that way. The youngins on the Spurs are really looking so much more energized since the start of the fourth. It's almost as if they know the Sixers typically aren't good in the fourth quarter.
I feel like Ricky's betting tips should just be any team in the fourth quarter be the Sixers, just lump on the handicap.
I saw
Oh no! Oh, I'll tell you what. If Zach hated Neto before, give it 30 seconds. Oh.
Yep. Oh yeah.
I'll take it.
Kemp's in the chat says the thing about the Sixers, they always try to walk it in. For God's sake. Evening, Kemp. How was your stream? Luke says, say hi to me, please. Hello, say hi. I've just said him 3 times, but hello, Luke Howard. How are you?
Well, he did ask to say hi, not hello, so.
Oh, hi.
Little bitty basket. He did it.
Or the very slow one that sits on the rim.
I mean, yeah.
I did it. I saw it. I seen it happen. That's it. He peaked. He peaked for me in this game. He made up for that steal.
See, the lead's down to 7. It was 12 at the start. I think, Neto's gone under the rim. Did that go in? That didn't go in, did it?
That went in, yeah.
Oh, wow. All right.
It didn't touch any netting at all.
Nah, that's Eric just breaking the matrix again. I'm not having that one in. I don't think that was...
I'll find the replay. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, so we're still about 30 seconds apart, and somehow when you said that, Raul Neto was still under the rim on my end, too. Just on the other end of the court.
Telling you, man. You gotta break space and time. Break it. Over your knee like a backbreaker.
I know we were just talking about those spam calls about my vehicle's extended warranty, and all I do is get spam emails about different insurance companies. But it's weird because I think we were talking about those emails for like the president.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I get it they address me as Dylan. These ones also address me as Dylan. So I'm not sure who the heck put my email out there to all these different things that's named Dylan, but
It's definitely Donald Trump trying to give you auto insurance.
To be fair, I get loads now because obviously our email is quite simple. I don't know who's using it, but the amount of spam I get for trials that say, "Hi, Phil," and I'm like, No, because it's so bad. 'Cause it's obviously, you know.
Liam, that's your American name is Phil.
Phil. I couldn't suit a Phil. Phil's quite.
You can keep the Jenkins though. That's fine. So Phil Jenkins.
Phil Jenkins, yeah.
Yeah.
It'd work.
Phil Jenkins from Manasquat.
You picked like a prime name. So.
That's maybe.
People have used it since.
So it is
Oh, yes, Vince, yeah.
I'll go to like each time I went to the Wells Fargo Center to cover a Flyers game, they're like, "Oh yeah, he's here with Philadelphia Sports Network." I'm just like, they probably think I'm NBC.
My biggest pet peeve is when I'm on an interview or a podcast or somewhere, and people call it Philadelphia Sports Network. I'm like, it's Philly, and I'm like, even though it's not that big a deal, and it's technically Philly, you know what I mean? But it's always marketed as Philly, like.
Right.
It's this is the Philadelphia Sports Network, and I'm like, all right, we're not the Ohio State. Let's not get pretentious about it, you know. Like, it's fine. But that, or just when people are like, oh, here's Liam Jenkins from London. I'm like, I'm not. I'm 6 hours away, but we'll go with it. I'll pretend for you.
No, it's all London, isn't it?
It's pretty much like it's London or not London. It's whereabouts in London are you from? Oh, the not London bit. Ah, gotcha. Yeah.
That's basically America just going, well, he doesn't sound French, so that's in London.
I have a pretty good friend that's from England, and like, obviously Americans aren't the best with geography, but like my friend was like everything's like New York's a point of reference. New York and LA are the two things that are always points of reference, and they like my friend literally thought they were like right next to each other.
Really?
That's solid, like few 4, 5, 6 hour plane ride.
Well, it's nice to know it's not just the American school system that's failing.
Yeah.
It's also speaking of the American school system, I'll tell when people ask where I'm from, because apparently I have a accent when people like speak to me. They're like, "Oh, where are you from?" And I tell them Delaware, and they're like, "Mind's blown." But usually the second question is, "Oh, where's that?" And I'm just like, you do know that.
Well, if you squint really hard, it's right next to Jersey.
It's just my thing is like, you do know the country you live in, right? It's the first state. Like, have some priorities. Like, that's all I feel. That's all.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time living in a town called Clarksboro, which is in South Jersey. And even people in South Jersey don't know where it is. I mean, I've talked to people who are 2 towns over, and they have no idea where this town is.
That's like Hynella. Hynella would go so nobody knows.
To be fair, Hynella is more like of an abstract than an actual physical place. I mean, I could never figure out exactly where that was.
It's kind of how Bellefonte is in Delaware. Like, there's literally a brewery in a neighborhood, and apparently that's a town. I don't know.
That's a town I lived in.
Well, yeah, I mean, it is, but it's also like an actual legitimate town like Bellefonte, Delaware. It comes up in my GPS. I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's Wilmington, and that happens to be like one road. Like, I still, and here's the thing. So like when I was, here's a little glimpse into my life. When I was single and I was on Tinder, there was a lot of girls that came up from Bellefonte, Delaware, and it said 0.1 miles away, and I'm like, no, this is Wilmington. I know where I live.
It could be worse. I mean, at least you don't live in Luga Baruga, right? That's...
Wow.
Wait. Hold on, explain.
Loughborough,
yeah. Bill Loughborough.
Oh, that's what we were talking about. Okay, right.
Yeah, the old Luga Baruga.
Lowbrow. I was like, what is this word?
We love a bit of Luga Baruga. I think that should be... It sounds like a nightclub. Like, oh, you going down Luga Barugas tonight? Oh, you bet I am. See you there. But, no, it's just a very...
Fun. I don't know what Luga Baruga is, but it sounds like a place I want to be.
You don't, unfortunately. That's the sad part. But, you know...
I just have to point out one thing about the game that's nonsensical and really disappointing. This just recently changed, but we saw how long Almeida was in the game for. Shake Milton had 13 points and 4 rebounds without... he had 1 turnover and 1 personal foul. So he's played very well, but for the whole first half of the fourth quarter, he wasn't getting any time. I don't know if they're saving him up, but I don't know why Neto's the answer still.
See, I thought the
Is that
shake
really-
thing might have come off of what happened last game. Like, when it was all a little bit up in the air, there was a spat, like it could have easily been Brett just maybe breaking it up a bit.
That was a bit of a. Actually, I don't know. That was really a bad play by Matisse. I think he got lost with his momentum. But
I swear it was 7 points a minute ago, and now I look and it's 2.
yeah, and it's about to be 1.
What is it with fourth quarters in this team? Oh, it blows my head in. It blows my head in. There you go.
I don't know that was a foul.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't look like. I wasn't sure if he really made contact.
Yeah, I'm not comfortable with this game right now being only 3 points difference.
Yeah, that's absolutely not a foul, and I think Brett already used and lost his challenge. This would have been the perfect spot for it.
It's tough because you have Ben with 5, Tobias with 4 or 5, right?
Yeah.
Like they're playing. I don't want to say they're playing scared. That's probably not the way to phrase it, but they're
No,
playing.
but they are hesitant.
Yeah,
That's definitely
hesitant,
true.
That's the word.
But the way that Derek White kicked his legs out, that actually should have been an offensive foul. He had a perfect opportunity. Okay, Jay Rich got the bucket, but he had Matisse wide open for 3.
Oh, God. I don't like this anymore.
Now, Simmons needs to put his hands up. I don't understand why he's... I mean, again, like Ricky said, he's hesitant, but you have to play defense still. You can't just be James Harden out there. Though James Harden had himself a defensive game against the Bucks.
Now, I know you constantly are very high on the Bucks, and obviously they're a very good team. But do you see anything different with them compared to last year, to where they'll actually maybe get over that hump, that they aren't just a regular season team? I guess you could say.
I mean, having a full year of Wesley Matthews helps. I mean, that's definitely true. Dante DiVincenzo having another year under his belt, he's been able to provide more as a role player. You know, really, it's the consistency of bringing the team back. That's the biggest thing. I mean, even now having Robin Lopez, who is not a bad defensive backup big, will be extremely helpful for them. I don't know if I see anything that leads me to believe that they will win the finals. I do have more faith that they can get to the finals as opposed to last year.
I think so. Yeah, because I know I constantly make hockey comparisons. It's the first thing that comes to my mind. But when I think of the Bucks, I think of the Tampa Bay Lightning, where they're just this dominant.
Yeah.
You never really get over that hump, and but they are as good as I do respect Giannis. I know not many people really like him, I guess, from what I see on Twitter, but that's also Twitter, so take that with a grain of salt. But I think he's a very interesting and dynamic player, honestly, aside from the stats.
See, Doug's just said, I'm sorry, I think it's the coaching. I mean, we've had this discussion before. The part that gets me is it doesn't matter what players he has, it's the same thing. The story never changes. What's that Bowling for Soup song? The story never changes, just the names and faces. Right? That's Brett. That's an article there. Bowling for Soup, but bowling for Brett. Stop texting name redacted and watch it. I'm watching the game. It's on my phone. God.
DeRozan leads the game with 22 now.
Oh, wow. Oh, no. So I love that Tyler just changed his prediction and went, I know I have to have the same team, so I'm going with Sixers and Harris. And then now DeRozan's the top scorer. Oh, no.
He's a stop texting name redacted. That's the best part of that.
It's not. Honestly, it's...
Coming for your brand.
Mate, my Twitch streams are just that, but for 3 hours now.
Oh, I know. I read the chat and I crack up all the time.
It's honestly, it's so bad, but it's so good. Do you know what I mean? It's just, It was just top banter every night. If you don't come to the Twitch streams and you're watching this and wondering what they are, this, but just on steroids, basically, is what happens.
Nah, it is cool though, because like everyone's very close knit. Everyone seems like they're friends with each other.
Yeah.
It's cool to see people making friends with people over the internet. So
I don't know how we got to this point, to be honest. We're very, very lucky to have the community we do. And I get sloppy about it all the time. But even these as well, and like seeing the same names come through and some new faces, especially with the Union streams where a lot of people are learning a new sport, because I know it's not typically a 5-for-5 town. And then in here, like the Sixers ones tend to get the more numbers, so you're getting to see more people kind of enter chat. Like Italian Deli has been in here all night, so big shouts to him. I know Matt's been here, Tyler's been here. Like, yeah, you guys are all legends. What isn't legendary is the fact that it is now a 1-point game.
118, yeah. 4 minutes remaining.
Name redacted would like E-boy Liam. I mean, she did like E-boy Liam, to be fair, but we're not going there. All right, we're keeping this.
Al Horford.
Oh, I know they redacted now.
Yeah, all the Twitter jokes will make sense now.
Context clues are creeping in. Got it. So I made the mistake of going on Twitter and looking up Popovich because I was gonna post a photo of Greg Popovich and say that's my Popovich. I was gonna try to say something funny, but in searching Greg Popovich, apparently the running narrative with him right now is the fact that he stood during the national anthem instead of kneel. I will say this, so Popovich is a military guy, and you can totally support the Black Lives Matter movement and also stand for a national anthem. It's a thing. So...
Yeah, I mean, Popovich has made his opinion.
He's made it abundantly clear that
Exactly.
he supports the Black Lives Matter movement for everybody involved. It's just one of the things that bugs me.
Oh,
It's like,
Shake's
okay,
down.
Clearly a
Shake's
guy
down.
is just standing up during a national anthem, but like all of a sudden it's something to talk about. Like I think it's just.
Is Shake bleeding? What happened there? Was it just a? I thought
he may have caught
was it an elbow?
An elbow right in the face.
Yeah.
That was a great one-handed bucket, by the way, from
By Tobias Harris.
Tobias Harris. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
very smooth. But yeah, wait, no, Shake's all right. Wait, is that?
No, he's on the ground. That's
Oh,
right.
no, my bad.
Eric's
I was
just breaking it
wrong.
again.
Wait a minute. No.
The Shake is in fact
He
bleeding.
caught an elbow. Yeah, he caught an elbow to his chin. I just saw.
Minor quibble. Shake
I gotta-
is
I
not
gotta
all
break-
right.
I gotta break space and time again. Hold on.
Yeah, minor quibble. Shake isn't all right.
He got caught his tongue. It looks like.
Oh, Joe, that's the worst as well. That's the honestly. You walk around and goes, you can't do anything about it, and it starts bleeding, and
And in another instance of great refereeing, they somehow called it a defensive foul. So.
Oh, because his chin got in the way of the elbow. Got it.
Exactly. His chin impeded the offensive player's path.
Adam Hazley singles. Gene Segura scores. Maybe they'll prove me wrong.
Is it 6-2?
Yep.
Nice.
Inning with a reliever in, so I don't know.
It-
Oh, they have 2 on 1 out.
Is it Adam Morgan right now?
I'm not sure who's pitching for the Phillies, but it looks like C. Green is pitching for the Yankees.
CeeLo Green's pitching now. What a career he's had.
Well, he has to do something. I mean, he's not allowed on, what was it, America's Got Talent or the X Factor, whatever he was on.
I was driving around town with the girl I love, and I'm like, pitch you.
I had to convince my girlfriend that CeeLo Green and Gnarls Barkley are the same person.
Wait, I just found that. I'm gonna put myself on the spot here, but I was in the car the other day with my girlfriend. And she was busting my balls because I didn't know that. Because I was like, I thought it was. I was like, oh. I said something about like, oh, CeeLo Green, because I came on the radio and she was like, no, it's Gnarls Barkley, like making fun of me, like in a mocking tone, and I was like, why are you giving me sarcasm? And I was like, I literally had no idea.
This has been a very a knowledgeable stream. We've learned a lot today, including CeeLo Green and Niles Bartley being the same person, and that Eric can break space and time. This is what we come for. I hope it's just a word. Oh god, it's down to 2 again.
So this is the type of content that would also be great if we covered Phillies games, since like we do have to cover some.
We do. We've done. It's just
the time in
they
between
happen
pitches
so
and
much.
outs, yeah.
They just happen. So when they clash, I mean, we just have to be carefully structuring them now. But we want to try and do as many as we can. We need like a PSN2 channel.
I feel like that Phillies
Likely this weekend, if we would like to give it a shot, I mean, I'll be available.
I can't wait for Greg Ward Jr. to hit a slam dunk. I can't be arsed with the Twitch. I swear, the Twitch chat invades at like 3 AM, knowing that there should be a Twitch stream after. And it just all goes chaotic. Oh, good. 3 minutes. Oh, it's been a cruel place. Oh, I don't like it. I mean, what stings now is that Harris and Simmons both in... Now, none of them are fouled out yet, have they? That they're just both in a bit of trouble with it. So they're both on 4.
Harris has 4. Embiid actually has 5.
Oh,
sorry,
is it...
Simmons.
I was going to say.
5.
Oh, okay.
No, Embiid only has 2.
So you'd like to think this is prime shake material, but we've been there before.
Eric, Carey Price is putting the clamps on the Penguins again. I know they're down.
Is that happening right at the moment?
They have the Carey Price has 31 saves.
All right, I'm about to check in on the score of that.
It's one.
And so, yeah, I mean, so while he does have 31 saves, I saw the scoreboard immediately. I'm like, it's a great effort, but none of it matters right now.
Yeah, I know, which kind of part that sucks, but
Yeah.
it's just playoff Carey Price activated.
I mean, so I did pick the Penguins to win that series, but
It would not hurt to be wrong.
would not, yeah, right. Like, would not be heartbroken if the Canadians won.
I'm just thinking that there's going to be a Raul Neto game winner. I've got a hunch.
Don't you put that evil on me, Liam. Let me see what the Raul Neto jerseys are going for these days.
Yeah, I'm very, very interested.
I ever bought a jersey like that would have to be a DH gate buy. There's no way.
I think
this is all Mercari, man. This isn't NBAstore.com here, okay?
I mean, let's be honest. I'll probably just buy my jerseys off of like eBay as usual or whatever. I'm not afraid of it. I don't know where my
You can get a Neto jersey for $54.99.
Yeah, I'm not cool with that.
Here's one for $49.99.
Right, I've already got a song prepared for when he hits the game winner. Right, it's happening. It's going to happen.
All right, so Liam, here's my counter offer. If Raul Neto hits a game winner, okay, you like PayPal me $25. I'll put it towards the purchase, and then I'll wear it on every single one of these that we do until the end of the season.
Bet. Love that.
I'm not paying for the full thing, but I'll pay for half of it.
I'll throw 10 into it because I would love to see that happen.
I would pay for the whole thing if I'm honest, just to see it happen. As a gift for the collection.
Liam, can we have a shirt that says "That's my Popovich"?
I mean,
honestly, like that could be a great idea with like, cause I mean he was like what Brown's like mentor, I guess you could say. You could put the
He was, yeah.
It could work.
You get like an image of Brett Brown giving a thumbs up on that same shirt.
You can even do an image of me giving a thumbs up. It's totally true.
That's true. That's true.
Like, just do this. There, we got it. Nailed it.
Oh, they've tied
We
it.
talked earlier about an article name, but bowling for Brown's not a bad idea for a shirt either.
Come
Let's
on.
get a bunch of band shirts that are plays off the Sixers.
So, my potential roommate that I'll be moving in with later this month,
Oh, Wef!
We came up with a podcast idea where we just go through the entire discography
He's out.
of Bowling Pursuit.
Image just got out.
He's
Sorry,
out,
cut you
yeah.
off.
No, it's all good.
He's out, yeah.
We go through. We came up with a podcast idea where we go through every song in the discography for Bowling Pursuit. Just to try to get the Bowling Pursuit singer on our podcast. And our podcast, we're going to try to call it Bowling Reviews. That's it. That's the whole story. I'm really hoping that, I don't know, that's definitely not going to take off. I have nothing to contribute to that band.
That was a bad foul, too. That was just, it made no sense.
Oh, Duck's like, Izzy or Daddy know he's my Papovich. That's the T.
Yeah. Mike Popovich.
You could go Guardians of the Galaxy. I may not be your father, but I'm your Popovich.
Oh, Ben only had 8 points. Wow. It feels like so long ago we said, yeah, he's taking over, it's one of them games, and then...
Well, it was defensive, though. So
yeah.
I'm disappointed he only had 1 assist in the second half.
Oh, it's all going wrong.
Uh-oh.
Come on, Raul Neto. Get him in the game. It will say, oh, fuck me. Sorry. Jesus. That was bad. I don't know what my product...
That's now in history.
Well, it's okay. I can't fire myself. Everything's fine. We're allowed to swear. I don't like this.
DeRozan just put them up 4 with a minute 41 remaining. Tobias had bricked.
I mean, okay, so Zach is. How do we now feel, I guess, about Ben Simmons' game? I mean, he doesn't foul out often, much at all.
No, I mean, I'm not concerned about the fouls so much as I'm concerned about the lack of production. You know,
that's how I feel also. So he fouled out, but also had 8 points.
I mean, like he played plenty of minutes. I mean, he was in the game for. Tracking it down.
Oh no.
NBA.com is not doing me any favors today.
What? Who's on the post game for today?
Sean.
Oh, he's gonna love this.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought he was a bit angry before with the Brett Brown piece he put up, but he's gonna love this.
Yeah.
But all it takes is, a couple of baskets. Oh, he's actually...
It's still within reach. And Al Horford has just under 2 minutes to get to 20 points. So we'll see how that goes.
He'll do it. He'll start knocking down threes. We need a bomber, and that's Horford.
I think Liam and Ricky are kind of hoping that it's Raul Neto.
I just want the shithousery of an absolute Raul Neto masterclass. Like, after ruining the entire game, just one little spark that'll make everyone go, oh, it doesn't matter. Do you know?
At least Al Horford makes his little 3-point shots after a whistle. That's all that matters.
I think that what we've learned today is that we don't need another positive Al stream.
I agree.
Yeah.
So I think that's something that we'll go ahead without going forward.
I would just like to say that Hunter Phillips has got a whole team living in his head rent-free. But B, I'm going to ask him where. And just let him respond. And we know where it's going to go.
The Sixers have given up 40 points in the fourth quarter.
William, I'm just waiting for one of them to respond.
What? It's coming. It's coming. Yeah. Where, Hunter? Where?
Speaking of which, Horford just made another 3 after a whistle.
Oh, no, he didn't. Oh, after a whistle. Oh.
Yeah.
It was after the whistle.
I was going to say I didn't think it
It
counted.
was a swisher. It was nice.
No, not which team, Hunter. Like, where did we ask?
Uh-oh.
Bang! Hit it.
All right, MB.
William's been waiting for that one.
It's been pent up. It's been pent up.
We need a big stop here if we want a chance of tying this.
Yeah, it's 35 seconds
I
left.
mean, I just kind of sound like Booger there, but...
Oh, that'll do. Go.
Alright?
No.
Alright, Shake's got to settle this down. Unless they want to go 2 for 1, but... I mean, we're down 2. I don't really see...
Oh.
I am so far behind.
Oh,
22 seconds left.
he's going to the line. 22 seconds left. So the
Who's going to the line?
Embiid.
Okay.
Round
So,
Neto.
if he does make both of these, which I assume he will, just because he's Embiid, the Spurs have a chance to win because I doubt they're going to try to rush anything, but the clock unplugged. So
Wahab, lay off my mate Liam. Personal favor to me, okay, Chief?
How many how many Spurs timeouts are there left?
looks like 2. Yeah, 6 or
Yeah, they
7.
got 2 left.
Okay, so yeah, they can manage this clock still. How many? What about the Sixers?
I feel like Brett's going to call a timeout immediately after this, and
In comes Raul Neto for the game. Just imagine.
he's gonna not only is he gonna be a winner, he's gonna. Oh, he missed.
Oh no.
No.
Oh no.
I jinxed it. I'll take credit for that one. Well, I'll say grow up, Liam.
Oh, do you know what? It's really bad how like that humour is just developed because like no one else gets it now. Like everyone on Twitter is like grow up, grow up, grow up, and it's like,
I have to send you this dude that I see on TikTok. He's on my For You page all the time, but he does that stuff all the time. Whether it's like on Tinder or he like makes like those fake messages and like. And then he dances to Suit and Tie by Justin Timberlake after he burns them. It's hilarious.
oh, I need that in my life.
Next time I see it.
Need that in my life. You know what? So what's going to happen is San Antonio will get fouled, get 2, be a 3-point lead. Raul Neto trots onto the field, unsuspecting some would say, and then bang.
Tell you what, if Neto throws it into overtime, I'll give you same rules.
I'm
I mean-
surprised that Neto checks into this game.
What if that the Spurs they miss a free throw? Neto drains a 3 and wins the game. Would you buy a Neto jersey?
Yeah.
Well, the agreement I have in place is that it's being bought for me,
Okay.
and then I would then have to wear it to every single Sixers live stream.
True.
thereafter.
So who's buying this Neto jersey for you?
Well, business
Well, I told
expensive.
Liam half, and then he offered full, and after that, it was all over.
Okay. All right. There it is.
I mean, I'm doing a shoey. I've got one
it was
beer
quite
left.
the interesting counter offer by Liam, but I went with it.
Oh, sorry, Cam. Didn't realise, mate. I was too busy watching the game, doing my job, Cam. So. You know. Oh no! Oh no!
Aaron McKee for 3.
I thought they almost had a steal there. But
Still 10 to. Was that going to the line? That's fine. That's all right. Get them to you. You let them have the line. We've got Raul Neto. That's all that matters.
Who did they foul against the line?
I'm sorry, I don't really know.
I'm
names.
trying to work it out. It was so.
Yeah,
it looked like it could have been.
It looks like number 4.
Derek White.
It
Okay.
looks like he can shoot.
Oh, he's missed one.
Yeah, Derek White can in fact shoot.
He's missed one.
It's still 128, 129. So a 2 will do it.
Yeah, he's still got one more though. Oh yeah, he's hit one, so a 2 would tie it.
And Philly does have their timeout still, so I'm assuming.
Yeah, they're gonna advance that ball.
And
Yeah.
yeah. So very smart play. I don't know if he really meant to or not, but.
Right, that's it. Big timeout. Draw up the play, Brett, and go, right, Raul, get down there. Last chance saloon. Get those neon shoes on and blind them. Might as well.
Yeah, I don't. I guess we'll have to see after the timeout, but I don't see Neto so far.
He'll be there, don't you worry. He's gonna run. They're gonna only have 4 men on the court. And they'll be so caught off guard looking for the 5th. And it'll sprint out like that.
He's just laying down on baseline and nobody's
You know, that's a great play. Just have 4 people out, then Neto just runs in and hit.
It works in football.
I mean, it's not illegal in basketball, is it?
I can't imagine it is.
Well, there we go then.
Not sure.
That's how we do it. That's why I should be the man to replace Brett Brown. My column.
For these 10 seconds, again, I'm behind. I'm just going to unplug real fast, mates. So
Yeah.
I can actually
I understand.
enjoy the game for myself for a quick second.
No worries, man. No worries. imagine the scenes. Get the Titanic theme ready.
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, I would love this to be a TikTok for Neto, if this is the case.
Could you imagine?
I would love to see a game-winning 3 here instead of a 2, but I know that makes absolutely 0 sense. But
Yeah, I mean, the high percentage shot would be like
just throw it to
a layup.
Yeah.
But also, it is 10 seconds, so they'll probably play in close and force a, outside.
I mean, I really feel like Embiid could probably draw a foul here down low. It looks like they're looking.
Oh, Shake's gone. Oh! Oh my! I've just ripped my monitor out. Oh! Oh!
Zach!
I can't see the chat. I've ripped my monitor out. Oh! Yeah, now is not the time. Now is not the time.
Did it. Neto was the first one to put his hands up, too. It was great.
Oh my word! Right, I gotta plug my monitor
Yeah,
back in.
Zach just looked at it. Zach just saw it.
Oh God! Oh, it's all gone wrong. I've got to be quick. I haven't got time. Ow! There we go. It's plugged back in. Oh, it's plugged back in.
Okay, Italian deli. We'll keep this all.
Yeah, I mean that is limbs. I love how I ends it with. I do like
I would just
Shake.
like to say, I will officially say now, I will not be going to your deli, sir. I think that's just...
As an Italian, I have to respect.
As an Italian, I feel I can say I'm not going to go to that deli.
I can't believe. Wow.
All right.
Well, it's still not over yet though. Ah!
There's 1 second left.
They're gonna review it. It looks like it could really go either way. I'm not sure who that went out on, but that was great defense on that inbound.
I can't believe he was as open as he was on that 3. I'm not gonna lie.
I think that's what they wanted, though. I think they wanted to.
They wanted to force the outside
3.
Yeah. I think it's over. I think it's done. Oh wait, no, I'm a little bit behind now. Got it. Just understood that.
Oh come on! I can't.
I
get
thought that
on
was
it.
after the.
Zach's like a cautious celebration. The Canadians made it 2-1 with a minute left.
Oh wow.
That's relevant right now.
They're up.
No, the Pittsburgh's up. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
I'm assuming they'll pull Price right now and do it again. Hopefully.
Oh, even Wahab started bodying people in the chat now. This is too chaotic. We've got Shake It in 3-pointers. We've got this going on.
So yeah, it looks like it was 2-0, and now it's 2-1. Yeah.
Ooh, that might. I don't know if that went off in B.
I just realised we're on 39 likes as well, guys. Have we got one more?
I hate to be the guy, but I think it did go off Embiid. No, it did not. No, it did not. Went off Murray. That was definitely off Murray.
Is that game?
Yeah,
Wait, are the Sixers getting the ball back? No.
Seconds left, but
Yeah, the Sixers are getting the ball. This is game.
Jeez, man, they're scraping by. I don't think there's much you can mess up, Kemp, with 0.4 of a second left, but it might find a way.
Come on now, just stop this penalty. It was a happen. Just call it a game. This has been the longest second in sports.
I've got 4/10 on the clock. I'm feeling pretty good, and B's going to the line. I feel confident.
Oh, he's missed one and they've launched it! Oh, imagine if that went in, I'd actually cry. They won. The boys win.
All right.
Woo.
That's a very excited reaction to that.
I want to see Embiid and Shake hug right now.
That'd be dope.
Zach, you missed it. When the Shake 3 went in, I jolted and ripped the cable out of my monitor.
I saw you gone, and I wasn't sure if that was a good thing or a bad thing. I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I still couldn't tell you, to be honest, but oh dear. They won though, that's the big thing. Sixers win over the San Antonio Spurs. I mean, they should have won that way more comfortably, but hey, they got it done in the end, which is all that matters. How are we feeling after that?
I mean, you saw something that you don't usually see, which is the Sixers fight back in the fourth quarter. So, while letting that lead dissipate is disconcerting, it's encouraging that they actually were able to hold on to a lead against a hot team also in the San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah, absolutely. What about you, Eric? Where are your emotions right now?
I don't know. I'm still like, I'm clearly happy. Just also shocked. I'm in a glass case of emotions. Papa Popovich is not going to be happy.
No, he will.
What matters is I am. So there's that.
Yeah, it's a weird one, isn't it? It's a really weird one. Well, like you feel happy they won, but it's very much a whoo as opposed to anything else.
I'm relieved, but I mean, again, like if I had to be real about this, I don't think that this game should come down to the last 10 seconds.
No, not at all.
I mean, that 40-point fourth quarter is abysmal, and Shake Milton saved that game. So,
I was thinking, I think that's what the Spurs wanted. I think they wanted them to force the three and not let them tie the game up, and Shake kind of just made something happen. I don't think that you could really fault the Spurs there. That's probably what they wanted. They didn't want Embiid down low with the ball, because if he would have made it and got the and one, it would have been the same exact thing, just more heartbreaking for them. So, I mean, great shot by Shake. I don't know if it still doesn't really sell me on the Sixers at all, but
that's kind of how I feel too.
I'm not 100% sure who they play next, but I think the Sixers really need a dominant win, and they don't have that in the first two games yet. But I'm still optimistic. I can't complain. But No Name, I think, was correct in the sense that what's his face had the most points, and the Sixers.
DeMar DeRozan.
Yeah, I couldn't think of his name. I'm like half asleep right now, but but yeah, it was a good game. I can't complain. So
yeah, I mean, to kind of go right off of your point there, Ricky, about needing that kind of get right game, that dominant game, really. They're playing the Washington Wizards on Wednesday.
Right.
So if there was a time to absolutely shellac a team, it's going to be Wednesday.
Yeah.
That's my I echo those same sentiments. 4 o'clock Wednesday, the 76ers. I mean, the Wizards are a 24-43 team. So, this will be the worst team they've played, I believe, right? Since
they are the worst team in the bubble.
Okay, so yeah, they're the worst team in the bubble. I mean, yeah, you have to have an exclamation point win, and you have to win decisively. If we're talking about that game and a prediction in advance, it has to be a decisive win. Like I won't be satisfied with a 4-point win.
No, absolutely not. But it's all to look forward to. That I don't think anyone's won the shirt again. I think No Name may have done had he not changed his pick. That's the worrying thing. But what a game that was. I mean, it had it all. It had highs and lows and some time travel in between. And we were blessed to share it with so many of you guys in the chat. I know a lot of you are wanting some iRacing. I'll think about it in the next 10 minutes, but probably not. But yeah, just a massive shout to everyone that's been here and guiding us through this and watching it with us. I know it's a new experience on the Sixers side of things, but you guys make it an absolute blessing to do. And to do it alongside the best Sixers team in existence is just the icing on the cake. So a big thank you to Ricky, to Eric, to Zach, and of course Sean, who subbed out a little bit earlier on today. But yeah, any final words from you guys or stuff you want to promote at all? If there's new mixtapes I'm not aware of, I will be upset.
I mean, I think I've been on every stream except the Union one in the past week or so, and thanks for everyone for always tuning in. It's always a blast. It makes watching these games better just because I'm not sitting here by myself. And even when I'm not feeling the hottest, it made me take my mind off things for a little bit. So thank you guys. And I'm not going to promote betting again because I'm not promoting betting on a daily basis. So, but yeah, my Twitter's my name. So if you want to follow me, feel free.
I'll say this. It's a great win for 76ers. Very excited. As far as promoting anything, Eric Reese PSN is my Twitter handle. It's also my Instagram handle. You'll have your Flyers articles and content there from me. I believe the Flyers play the Capitals 1 o'clock on Thursday, so if we do have a watch along, they'll be right here at Philly Sports Network's YouTube channel. I'll probably be available for that, Liam. If not, a little bit late to the party, but I also would have to leave early. It's the middle of a work day again. But regardless, great win. Just don't watch the Phillies tonight and keep this good mood.
Yeah, well, pretend they don't exist for tonight and tonight only. And Zach, what about yourself?
Yeah, I have my, right next to my name, I have my Twitter handle. So I would appreciate any follows, obviously. I'd love to get a chance to even follow you back too, just to kind of understand what our crowd's like out there. One thing that I do want to bring up that I've recently put out there, I actually had the chance, along with Sean, who was on earlier, and another associate of ours, James, I had a chance to sit down virtually with Tony Roten to discuss his comeback to the NBA. So I'll make sure to, I'm actually going to pin that to my Twitter profile. So be sure to check that out because really just getting a chance to talk to him about his time overseas, where he is mentally now, it just, it was more encouraging than I could have ever expected in a basketball context, outside of a basketball context. And I just hope to be putting out more quality content like that. I just really appreciate y'all coming out tonight because none of this being Philly Sports Network, none of this is possible without you, and certainly none of this is possible without Liam. So Liam, thank you as well.
Oh, let me say, I'm just facilitating this, man. I'm lucky to have you guys, you know that. But yeah, we go again. Great. I mean, I'm not going to top Zach's speech. That was ripped out of my book. He's copied it word for word. No, it was an amazing night. And yeah, we're blessed to have such a strong team. Like, I love where our Sixers coverage is at. If you are not already checking phillysportsnetwork.com to read their stuff, make it part of your day before you go to work, when you're on your lunch break, when you're on the toilet, wherever it may be. Just give it a read because it's certainly, in my opinion, the best Sixers coverage out there right now. They are shining so bright. And to get you guys involved in it, to help you guys see some of the other faces at PSN. I know you've just been stuck with me for about 3 years on the channel at this point. So to actually bring in some of the other guys that are doing some amazing work is great. So from all of us at Philly Sports Network, thank you for tuning in. Enjoy your evenings. There might be a Twitch stream. Just check an eye on my Twitter in like the next 20 minutes or so, and I'll see if coffee kicks in late. If not, we'll see you soon. We've got the Union game on Wednesday. We might have to do a double header with the Sixers game as well. And of course, we've also then got the Flyers the day after that. So it's a busy week. Get some rest. Thank you again for tuning in. and we'll see you next time for another watch along.
See you guys.
Take care.
Thanks for coming out.